All right, DJ, drop my intro, please.
Like Zoe, mama, I go relentless. What up, Zoe? Relentless. What up, Zoe? Relentless.
This girl's gas, you know?
Except Trey.
Your intro.
Sorry.
Intro. You need to do it again.
Sorry. Shoot.
Okay.
Can you also
God.
turn my headphones up a little bit?
Yeah, turn me up in the phones, Chris.
Yeah. Ooh, not that loud, baby.
Ooh.
Turn me up in the phone.
I don't like my voice that much.
Yeah, no, it's high.
I
Is
like
it the, oh, we good now.
Okay, now we're better.
Okay, do it again. Sorry.
Okay, now drop my intro.
Your face was just killing me.
Like Zoe, mama, I go relentless. What up, Zoe? Relentless. What up, Zoe? Relentless. Shut the fuck up, Clyde. Except Trey.
There you go.
Clyde put a lot of effort into that intro.
I
We
know,
have to
but
let
it was
rock.
just funny watching your face.
We have to let
She's
it
just like,
rock.
yeah, Drake's saying my name.
He doesn't say my name. He says relentless. Oh, the what up, Zoe?
Yeah, what up, Zoe?
She's like, he's definitely not talking about me, bitch.
She's like,
Anyways, everyone, welcome back to the Relentless Diaries. Oh, my fault.
Let it keep
Not the
going.
Rico.
Where'd that come from?
Free Gunna.
Literally.
Yeah,
freaking-
isn't his birthday?
Free
Or
one.
no,
Today's
Young
Gunna's
Thug.
birth-
Young Thug's birthday.
Today?
Free Thug.
Yeah, Free
Oh
Thug.
shit, free thug for real.
See,
haven't seen
there was a
anyone
reason
post
I
that.
put it there.
I haven't seen anyone post
Neither
that.
did
That's
I.
crazy. Usually, you see everybody posting celebrities
Literally.
more than their own friends' birthdays.
No one wants to be associated with
Anyways,
the Rico.
everyone, thank you for tuning in to episode 16 of the Relentless Diaries.
Her.
We have a full house today. I'm your main host, Zoe, if you're just tuning in for the first time. I got my two boys with me. We got
What's
a full
goody in the
house.
hoodie? Like
Okay, I'm not
Boogie?
done.
You're done.
I'm
you
not
threw
done.
it to me. You said you're two boys. That's a.
And I was not done. I was not done. I said I had
Fighting
my
over
two
the
boys
intros
in the
now.
house. I also have my boy behind the camera and my two girls to the right.
Per.
Now you can go.
And then now, how it didn't direct back to me.
I'm
at
sorry.
the
Now
end of
back
that.
to the boys.
For the men.
Now go.
Go ahead.
What's goody in the hoodie like A Boogie? Back in the better like Bryson Tiller. It's your boy Tresor, aka
You
Poppy
practice-
Trey,
you
aka the
practice that?
Toronto Tiller, aka the president of the Faithful Black Men Association. Don't chase me, chase your dreams. You word?
Did you write that down before you?
No, it's muscle memory. You know what it is? It's the podcaster, rapper, actor, Mr. Flying Jiggy, Clyde Smitty. Yes, sir.
I want one now.
Yeah.
Go make it up right now.
And to our guests, well, we have a returning guest. This is her third
It's my
time.
third time. Like, I have a residency here.
She's
Shan's
been on the
dope, but she
podcast
got
every
hands,
season.
though.
Every season, bro. And I just get bigger and better. Are you dumb? Anyways, okay, I'm gonna make one up. Shan's Nizzle from the Hizzle doing the Dizzle on the pod Kizzle.
Period.
Bomb.
Drop
All
the
right.
bomb.
I'll be generous.
Thank
with the
you.
bomb.
Okay. And
Go
it's
ahead.
Tanisha.
Yo,
And it's
who snorted?
Tanisha.
Was that you?
That was Shanice. Yeah. Or
Allegations.
Shanice,
Shan-
your
Shanice.
nose is snorting like a rat. Shut it,
I have
please.
sinus problems. This is really ableist.
You're fucked. Anyways,
People will throw a ist on something.
Yeah, I know, right? Allergies has an ist and ism now. Right?
allergies is a real thing. I am one of those. But anyways, we have a full plate ahead of us for this episode. We have two pretty ladies from Manifesto. Actually, wait, before we get started, y'all,
I'm gang.
my shades. Okay, if you're watching from a visual right now, I'm wearing all the cool kids in Toronto got these shades. Shout out to a black-owned business. I did them Asterix.
Ooh, that's nice. I
They're
love that.
fire, right?
Little
All
bit-
my friends had them. I see, I'm like, yo, I kind of want these shades. So, guys, if you want them, I think I bought the last pair. They're sold out right now.
They were.
But I think they're restocking soon. Shout out, he's a Brampton youth, period. Met him today. He's a real nigga, so get your shades.
So what are you trying to say about us who don't have the shades?
Maybe
not real
maybe
niggas.
you not a real nigga. You not the cool kid on the block.
Why as a
Okay,
man
now,
do you
there's
not have a
There's a
pair?
lot of talk for someone who just got them. You were right with us 12 hours ago.
Not even a full hour ago.
2 hours ago, you were on this side of the table.
I just picked them up before the episode dropped. But the point is, they're on my face now. And I'm the cool kid on the block.
All right.
But regardless, two ladies here from Manifesto. If you don't know what Manifesto is or you're not from Toronto, actually, you guys can go ahead and describe what Manifesto is if you're not from Toronto, people listening.
Always force Tanisha to do it.
I'm crying. Manifesto is a nonprofit arts organization
Non-profit.
led by Black women. That's all you need
Period.
to know.
Yeah.
And what do you guys focus on? What do you guys do for the city? All that stuff.
Honestly, it's about like developing emerging artists or creatives in general. So giving opportunities to people or that otherwise wouldn't get one because it's a white world, so we're creating space for Black youth.
It is a white world. And Manifesto just celebrated your 16th anniversary this past weekend. And you guys had the only successful festival during festival week in Toronto.
Just say that one more time so that people
Louder, yes.
You guys had the only, the sole, the one successful festival in Toronto during Toronto Festival Week.
Ended.
How was that for you?
It was surreal feeling because obviously, so basically that week we found out Jasmine dropped out. Like literally 2 days?
Jasmine Sullivan. So it was like 2 days before. And Tanisha, I'm gonna tell you guys how she told us. So we had our summit. So summit is like we have a bunch of panels and workshops for creatives. So a lot of people came out. That's what Nella Rose was there for doing. She came and did a panel. We did a talk. I hosted it. And so it was day one. It was successful. We're so excited because we're like, okay, festival's on 2-3 days away. Tanisha's like, everyone grab a shot. We're like, oh my God, yeah. She's like, I have an announcement. We're like, woo, what's the announcement? She's like, Jasmine just dropped out.
But I said,
But then she's like,
we booked a veto.
then we booked the veto. And I'm like,
Yeah.
it was like a bittersweet feeling. Because it's like, we already know it was like festival curse was going on and people had their, their rumors and their naysayers and stuff like that. But yeah, the turnover time was incredible. Like
It was.
I did not sleep for 2 days.
Yeah.
Just know that.
And she was holding it in. She never told us until maybe
Because I knew we were going to announce. That's why I told you guys.
Yeah. She didn't tell us. So we were just like, la, 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 la. And then she was just like, don't talk to me.
You had the solution before you broke the bad news to everybody.
Which is the best
do that.
way, I think.
I feel you.
Clyde does do that. He'll be like, about the pod, there's a few things you need to know. And I'll be like, okay. And I'll be like,
But I fixed the mark.
bad news. But solution.
Which is the best way.
So I do respect people who bring bad news. But hey, by the way, I'm doing XYZ to fix it. Did you think that DeVito was a equal playing field to replace Jasmine, or do you feel like how that, like from like the audience perspective?
They're not replacements. So you can't replace Jasmine. You can't replace Thames.
100%.
These are just new, amazing artists that we added to the lineup. Irreplaceable, both of them.
And that's what we want to like tell people, because a lot of people are like, you guys can't replace Thames. You guys can't. No, we can't. They're irreplaceable. They're phenomenal artists in their own, and we
Phenomenal
were so
female
excited.
artists.
Exactly, and that's what we wanted to push this year, was having a femme forward show. Unfortunately, Beyonce was booked, so we couldn't get her to headline.
Oh well.
Like, could you believe?
And
Anyway.
Summer Walker isn't vaccinated. Tell her to get it.
Yes.
Oh, is that?
Yes.
We
That's
did
what-
try to get Summer Walker.
We tried to get SZA, Summer Walker, with Chloe Halle. We went through like the whole list of female performers, and unfortunately, no one was available within 2 days, which makes sense.
Right. It was a quick turnaround.
Yeah, but Davido came. He gave an amazing show. We had a packed venue. Everything went well. I think at one point we were only like 1 minute behind show. Like
You guys are really, really,
on time.
really prompt.
Yeah, and the show ended promptly. Like there was no issues. I think maybe like 1-2 technical issues. I wasn't really around when most of the performances were going on because I was running around like a madman. But from everyone's feedback, I think we did an amazing, amazing job with the little time that we had. But
And how was it leading up to it?
Amazing.
Like outside of
We were so confident. We're like,
let's show them how it's done.
yeah, like outside of Jasmine and Thames falling or like not dropping out, I guess, couldn't make it based on obviously circumstances outside of your control. How was it like from a community management perspective, like watching people comment or like say certain things about the show before the show even went on? Because people did have a lot to say in Toronto about like, they were taking people's money and they did this to book Jasmine and didn't tell XYZ and we need a refund and people aren't coming.
They kicked me off socials for the day because I was because I deal with mostly the social media, the marketing, and all that stuff, and the comments were getting really mean. People put on my when a person who should not be named made a certain video. people were like, that riled everyone up, and they got mad. So I woke up to like 5 unknown calls.
Interesting.
Because I had my phone number in my my email signature.
Your personal phone number.
Yeah, because I didn't think anyone would call me. Like, who the hell's, like, I'm like, I'm not nobody no one's call.
Yeah.
Apparently I am. So people were calling me. I was getting like death threats on our Manifesto Twitter and my personal Twitter as well.
Death threats?
Listen. This
For Jasmine
and this is
not
before.
being
No, this
able-
is before Jasmine.
Oh.
It was like when a certain person made a certain
Made
video.
that video.
So people were sending death threats to our Twitter, and I came into work that day, and I was just like, between tears, and everyone's like, okay, Shanice, give me your phone, sign out.
Yeah.
So I took a break from social media for the 2 days. So it's
just
not
got
nice.
back on social.
I just got back on after festival, because I'm like, purr. We did that, but it's hard when all that vitriol is, even though it's not personally me, it's hard to like have all these horrible things said about you thrown at you when people who don't understand the music industry, for one,
Right.
and people who don't understand what's actually going on behind the scenes. So it was pretty hard. Tanisha was like, just turn off your phone.
I'm not a social media person, so I
Right.
could care less.
She's
to
like,
be honest.
she's like, just sign out. I'm like, you know what?
Social media
right about that.
social media seems so simple to people who
Yeah.
aren't on social media. It's
Yeah.
hilarious.
It is
That's
true.
That's what I was saying. I was like,
She's
it's
like,
not
you
that simple.
don't get it.
You
I'm
don't
like,
get it.
I'm sorry. Just come off. I'll deal with it.
So literally just sign out, and we're going to leave it at that. You're just going to sign out.
Yeah.
I feel like most corporations don't even understand like the social media side. They hire a social media intern and they mean a photographer, videographer, editor, you know? So yeah, social media, kudos to you, shit.
But I got some amazing people. Like we hired on some interns, and just to point out, we have a lot. Like, our team is very young, very black, very female led. I think we have two men.
Yeah.
Shout out-
Three.
Is it 3? Oh yeah, Daniel. Daniel.
Don't say, oh, yeah.
No, because he just came on board like maybe a week before festival. But it started out with like only 8 people running a whole festival, right?
Right.
So it was Josh, our amazing creative director, who did all the visuals. All the beautiful visuals you saw that night was made by Josh.
Nice.
He was like, I didn't hear from Josh for like 1 week. He was like working. And then Julia, who also assists with the socials during festival week, and me. So it was great that I had the support when I was like going through it. It was not easy at all.
Yeah, I feel like when that certain individual who will not be named made that video regarding Manifesto, to me it's like, in my head, I wish people were smart enough, and I wish people used their discernment to know that this person is kind of a bit of like a shit disturber. So it was upsetting to see all that negative feedback actually make it back to you guys, because I just expected more from people to know, like, why are you engaging with this? Why are you believing any of this? Why are you even taking it back to people who are literally working day and night to put on this festival? So when it did get back to you guys in that negative way, it was very disappointing. But I mean, like, that means you're popping, right? Like, people are gonna hop on something, whether it's talking shit, whether it's, you know, coming on late to the praise. That means you're doing something right, right? They want to hop on that clout chase. They want to hop on that opportunity to get their views and their followers or that talk about them, right? So, but my thing is, don't throw rocks and hide your hand.
I lie.
If you want to throw the rocks, throw the rocks.
I know a ton of people in those comments were talking shit at the festival, just saying.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Saying.
So if
I
you want
saw
to throw
you.
rocks,
I mean,
throw
saw
rocks.
you.
Throw rocks in 4K. Stand on my
I lie.
fucking front yard and throw your rocks.
Come to me in my face and tell me.
Yeah.
If you want to be a hater to my face.
I respect people 10 times more if they threw their rocks directly at me, because I'm going to find them regardless. One thing about me, I'm going to find out the shit you said. To the motherfucker who screenshotted my close friends, fuck you.
Yeah.
That's crazy that you're getting leaks and breach of.
If it was me, to this day, I don't know if it was confirmed it was my close friend. I'm assuming that it was.
It was because it wasn't mine.
Yeah. So the person who allegedly screenshotted my circle, go to hell. That's the thing. It's like, yo, at the end of the day, things don't genuinely faze me. Because I know what I'm doing. I have people come up to me on a regular. Like, we're at the point in our podcasting career where the three of us can step outside of our house on a Friday night, and at least three people are
it's
praising
crazy.
us for our podcast,
really,
right?
Yeah, yeah.
That we've gotten to that
That's
point.
awesome.
Yes.
And even when Manifesto hosted their brunch, which was amazing, by the way. I think you guys we'll talk about you guys doing more of those, hopefully. The amount of people who just like came up to me at Manifesto, like, or at the brunch and was like, yo, like, I know you have that podcast with Clyde and Trey, like, shit's dope, keep doing your doing, you're so close. I appreciate conversations like that, right? And I genuinely feel like people in the city who are content creators, that's why I really enjoy networking events like that. We need to have more of those conversations of giving praise, because we don't do that enough. And I know I keep saying shit like that, like I'm blue in the face, but I'm not gonna stop talking about it, because that's stuff that pushes me to keep going, and obviously give all of these men their flowers, because I'm the only woman that works or, you know, does Relentless Diaries, right? I'm literally supported by 3 men. 3 black men at that. Well, 2 biracial, 1 black.
I'm crying. Don't do that.
Chris is
You're about to set him off.
He has all questions for biracial questions for us.
But anyways, my point
The
is,
festival.
you know, when it
Don't make me get light skin.
don't make me get light skinned on this fucking pod.
That's a threat.
But my point is, you know, people who do come up to me, like, I genuinely appreciate it. Like, I think about it all the time. I love having conversations. So I think we need to do that more often. And I try to do it with people that I know who are doing great things. Like I said, Adidas, Nico, who gave me, or I bought my sunglasses from him. Like, he was like, yo, like, asking me questions, like, where you from? Obviously he knows about the podcast, whatever. So I like that stuff. Obviously you get it because you're Tresor and you're
He's Tresor.
TikToker.
He's worldwide
YouTuber,
famous.
worldwide extraordinaire. So
Speaking of which, we haven't even really acknowledged this. Like, you.
well, yeah, you were the host
Yeah.
of Manifesto. Sorry, you were.
host.
You know what? I keep on forgetting that this is the same trait that hosted our show.
Yeah.
Because it's 2 different, like, obviously we have like side missions like Lil Uzi, bro. Like you're hosting a festival, then you're so me and Trey went to London together February, March, April, one of the months of the year. Or 1 month of the year. And then that was the UK Trey. And that still it doesn't connect to my brain. That's the same Trey I'm talking to right now. And that's the same Trey that hosted Manifesto. Like, Trey is a multifaceted babe. Like, he does everything.
I try, man, you know. But quickly, before we get into what you were saying, it's like people think it's dick riding to congratulate people, and it's really not that. Like, you could show love, and it's not dick riding at all. Give people their flowers, definitely, because, like you said, that happens to me a lot. People be like, "Yo, I don't want to like be like that," but yo, you're. And I'm like, bro, it's not like that. Like,
We're doing
you
this
could
for
genuinely show love.
People
and
hate
it's
to
fine.
show love. man.
Yeah, and like the thing is, like, I genuinely think people don't realize that. Sorry, how much showing love does for that person receiving it. You know what I mean? Like, that's more motivation for us to keep doing this. This is more stuff for us to have meetings, go to the table, okay, we need to elevate by doing this, and that. You know, people are actually listening. People have the balls enough to come up to me like, yo, by the way, I love your podcast. I listen to it. You're doing amazing shit. Keep going. You're about to be the best in the city, XYZ, right? So
The only people that think it's dick riding is other people who like don't do anything. Like,
Right.
because I guarantee you, nobody that's putting anything creative out into the world will tell you that you're dick riding them by complimenting them. Like, that doesn't even make any sense.
That's
At all.
a very
Exactly.
mentality here. But like, even with Tanisha, what she did for Manifesto this year, like, so back in 2016-17, I had a podcast, obviously Galcast, one of like the first black podcasts in Toronto, and Manifesto hosted our very first live show. So that was when Manifesto was like that girl. And I think 2018, 2019, then the pandemic, people weren't, because Manifesto was like the festival everyone looked forward to. It was so much fun. Like, we brought Anderson .Paak, Kate Trinata, the biggest acts to Toronto. We were one of the first people to do that in the city. It kind of fell off a little bit because of reasons. Reasons.
2019 was a
Hold
incredible
on,
year.
hold on.
Hold
It was a shit. At one point, Tanisha was the only one running Manifesto.
Really?
Yeah.
This is facts.
Like, sole by yourself.
100% by herself. She had no staff.
So how long have you been doing this, Tanisha?
Like, planning events.
No, like with planning events or with Manifesto specifically.
Manifesto, I started in 2020 after the
Oh, okay.
incredible year of 2019.
Oh, okay. And how long experience do you have in like event planning and all that stuff?
I had my own event planning company, but I was doing like birthday parties, baby showers, and I was like, this is not it.
Right.
Like, no one wants to pay money. So I was just like, everyone wants like the best extravagant thing with like a $500 budget.
Right.
Swarovski crystals. I only have $20.
Yeah.
Literally. So I was just like, I need a manifesto budget. That's
Okay,
literally what I
nice.
said. And I taught like a class on event planning, and they're like, so we need someone to take over because
It's a shit
2019 was an incredible year.
So what happened in 2019?
It was an incredible year for a manifesto.
That sounds like that bad news voice.
That's a crazy PR statement.
Yeah, honestly, we can't talk about nothing before us or before me, but it was. Yeah.
It was an incredible year. If you ask anyone about 2019, they will have something to say about it.
Yep. Just ask around. There's something.
That was great.
So from
That
a
was great the way
PR
you're doing that.
perspective, because I give PR answers too, so I respect it.
That was great, though.
It was
That
a great PR answer.
It
One of
was,
the best I've ever heard.
Was it kind of like
It was an interesting year.
a disorganization or just a shift in responsibilities, kind of a mixture of
There was
everything?
a shift in leadership.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. That's good to know.
And yeah.
Yeah. So once
And you're now the leader, right?
So once
I am now
Tanisha
the
took
leader,
over,
Period.
once Tanisha took, and it did, that great year of 2019 kind of did affect some stuff for us, but I feel like once people realized really quickly the direction we were going with Manifesto this year,
Right.
even last year we started the shift. It wasn't well known that we had a festival last year. It was free.
Right.
Because I know that was people's qualms. Like everyone's like, "Oh, is Manifesto not free?" And I'm
But
like,
how do you want big
can't
names for
elevate.
zero
how are we
dollars?
gonna elevate? So, but last year it was. So we had all. This is for just to put it out there. Last year we had one Manifesto was run by 4 people last year. We put on
4
a whole,
women.
4 women.
3 Black.
3 of them are Black, and we ran a whole festival. 3 of us didn't know. It's our first year ever planning a festival, so basically half the team did not know what the hell's going on, but we still did that. So last year, Trey was there. You were there last year, and he's one of the influenzas, and
Oh, bitch, I really thought the nigga had the flu.
Yeah, that was like,
That just clicked to me what the hell that meant. Okay, sorry.
Trey was sick.
Never sick.
I'm crying.
Healthy ting, not a sick ting.
I said white blood cells are up,
I'm dead.
but it was because of COVID and the restrictions in Canada. It was an all Canadian lineup for the most part. But
No, it was.
It was until later, but yeah,
2
it
weeks
was
before
2 weeks
we
before we
booked.
booked JID.
Yeah.
I
And
remember that.
unfortunately, because it was an all Canadian lineup, our city was like,
No, thank you.
no.
Okay, I'm glad that you brought that up because how do you feel that people take Toronto artists based on? Because my thing is, I got to Manifesto, the show, not fairly late. I lied. It was fairly late. But
Yeah, it was
people,
fairly late.
yeah, I mean, the traffic was booming. Traffic was booming, and I also worked that day. But, so I got a little bit later, but people were like all outside. And I was like, damn, did the show start? Like, why the fuck is everybody outside? And people were like, oh, like, it's just Toronto artists on the stage.
That's crazy.
And I was like,
Fucked.
damn, aren't they on the bill? Like, isn't that the point of this shit? And they're
To
like,
be honest, we weren't even gonna post the set times, but we
Yeah.
had to because of
all the backlash.
Firefest.
Yeah.
So
fire. Oh, yeah.
God.
Uh,
Firefest.
Yeah, so I was like, damn. So all like, yeah, we're just gonna be like, yeah, we're just gonna like wait out here until like, you know, like Division or like DeVito comes on. And I was like, well, that defeats the fucking purpose.
Literally,
Like-
everyone on that bill was Canadian except for Davido. Like,
Yeah.
everyone was
And
Canadian.
obviously, Division has a much bigger name because they're signed to OVO and they've been doing this for quite a bit.
but
They
even
have
people were
3
pissed
great
about
albums.
Division. Like, who's this nobody from the city?
Nobody.
What?
Not Daniel Daly in 1985.
Beg your pardon? I was confusion. I was like, were you guys like? Didn't they sell it like last year in the like drive-in thing they
yeah,
did?
they did
The
like
drive-in
Yeah.
night in
Something
2019,
like
that. Yeah.
their show at Rebel. I went. It was a great show,
Bro,
sold out
I
show.
never got to see Division live because it always sold out. So I was very confused and people were upset. I understand because people did want to see Thames. She's never been to Canada before.
Right.
But we are bringing her back next year. I think?
Nobody talk too soon, yeah. Make sure she have
Next year,
visa
next
paper.
Next year. She does.
Okay.
She's actually, the reason why is because she's not that she got denied. Her visa just wasn't approved. It wasn't going to be approved until September.
Okay.
So it's just backlogged. Like honestly, visas are just backlogged, and especially when you're like a Nigerian artist, they're like, okay, you're not priority.
Especially after COVID.
Exactly. So like they don't look at Nigerian, like so many Nigerian artists could not perform. I think Davido, the reason why he was here is because he's American. He's born in America.
You're lying.
He's born in Atlanta. He's born in Georgia. That's why it was like so easy for him to come.
He grew up in Ghana.
In Nigeria.
But he was born
Okay,
in
he was
America.
raised in
Yeah.
So I'm like, no type.
It's not a
what
Sean
type
Kingston.
of
Not Sean
fraudery? Oh, okay.
But
So Sean
that's why.
Kingston was not born in Jamaica?
No,
Sean Kingston
babe.
is not
He's
Jamaican.
American. He's not even Jamaican.
Sean Kingston is not Jamaican.
I'm not
At
even
all.
Jamaican. Like, Zoe, come on.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, no.
Sean Kingston is not Jamaican. He's from like Miami or something.
Yeah. I think he
If-
has like
if you
Jamaican
got-
grandparents.
He didn't even live in Jamaica?
No, he has like Jamaican grandparents. He's not even like first gen.
So what's we can go to the slums where killers get hung? What
He
did
was
say?
talking about Little Haiti. In
Little
Florida.
Haiti where?
In Florida. Miami. He was talking
He
about
literally
Broward.
says we can go to the tropics, sip pina coladas.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
was
I
talking.
can
Take
Miami
you there.
is the
He was talking
tropics.
about Cuba. Cuba's like 20 miles from Miami.
He's talking about Miami
You
Beach.
thought he was talking about Jamaica?
Yes.
Oh, no. He was talking about the Keys in Florida.
He's talking shit. He was talking about Jamaica. He was talking about Jamaica.
No, but he went to high school in Ocho Rios.
Okay.
That's not real. That's like a tourist destination
I'm
okay,
just.
but it's still
He went to school in Jamaica.
I'm crying.
okay.
for 5 business days.
Interesting.
I'll give him that.
But yeah, yeah. But that's why he was able to come to the country.
Did I ever tell you guys I went to school in Jamaica?
You did?
One of my many lives, I swear to God, I went to St. Teresa Primary School in Kingston.
I'm crying. Not him knowing the name.
how long?
I hated it.
Did they beat
3
you?
weeks
Grade 5.
for the whole year.
Grade 5.
Did
I
they-
hated it.
did they used to beat you?
I cried. I got beat once.
I got beat twice.
I hated Jamaica so much.
Oh my god.
Like
it's
when you
actually
live,
How
hard.
many lives literally have you
No,
lived
no,
at?
You did
Before
prep school in
Like, what the
America
fuck?
too, didn't you?
yeah,
Like you've been.
I went to
yeah.
Nazareth Academy in Chicago.
Wait, in Chicago.
Yeah, for
Oh yeah,
prep
he lived in
school.
Chicago. Yeah.
I lived in North Carolina.
For prep
That's how he
school.
does
Yeah,
the
I remember
accents
that.
so well.
Yeah.
And I was born in Vancouver.
Yeah, he was.
I'm not
yes,
even
I remember
born in
that.
Toronto.
I remember that because he's a transplant.
Now that you know.
Because when I lived there, he's like, "Oh, Vancouver." I'm like, "What the fuck? Were you born in Vancouver?" I didn't know black people were born in Vancouver. Doesn't even. How did your mom end up there?
I left quickly, but
But how'd your mom end up there? Like,
I think it was like when all the Jamaicans were getting jobs, places like the
it's
nurses.
just like, I'm gonna
and
be
the-
different. I'm going to Vancouver.
I don't know why they chose Vancouver.
Right.
I feel like we should have chose it more because there's no snow.
Yeah.
not
if,
no
if Toronto,
snow.
like
There's none.
if everyone,
The first year I lived there. The second year there's a little bit, but the first year there's no snow.
there was some.
The first year I lived there.
I feel like if like Toronto and everyone in Toronto like migrated to Vancouver, Vancouver would be lit.
Well, that's what I was
It'll be
talking to
booming.
Gio, a big DJ in the city, and he was
Gio.
saying how like he was like, "Yo, like Vancouver's the spot." He was like, "We literally all just need to move there."
I never heard that before. Those sentence words.
That's what he told.
I
He was
wouldn't
like,
say
"Yo."
it's the spot.
I lived there for 2 years, and that
But
was the
he's
most
saying
miserable
like,
time.
"Yo, like if we all
we
moved
all
there,
moved there.
But that's what makes Toronto lit. Toronto would not be lit without us.
oh, absolutely, it'd be another
It would
white
not
city."
have any like. Vancouver, in theory, is an amazing place. Like I was picking berries off the trees, eating. I had like a plum tree in my backyard.
Without washing it,
No, fam, it's nature.
that's nasty shit.
That's nature.
Nasty shit.
Fam, it's nature. What do you mean?
It's dirty.
Nah, man, it's nature. Fam.
Nature can be dirty.
That's how you build immune systems.
No,
Toronto would make.
that's like drinking water straight out the river.
Okay, I grew up in Jamaica. You think I didn't have it?
Chance.
I have drank river water before. Without boiling it, yeah.
Chance.
That's why I have no allergies. I just have sinus problems, not allergies.
Could you guys imagine having like a fete or a dance hall party, in Whistler?
What?
I'm saying if everyone in Toronto went to Vancouver. If we had like a dance hall party
In
in
Whistler?
Whistler, if you guys don't
They'll
know what
call
that
the
is,
police
it's
before
mountains.
we even
That's
get
like the
there.
mountains.
They'll hear a rumor
The
black people are
mountains
coming.
in Vancouver.
The
right?
mountains in Vancouver.
They will hear
That
a
would be
rumor.
lit.
This is
black
the
people are
best PR
coming,
I've
call
ever
the
heard for
police.
Vancouver.
Bro, you want to know what's
Like
so
we have,
Actually.
we have weed in a cactus club here in Toronto. Like we got everything they've got.
No, but they have beaches that are actually really nice.
They got mountains too.
They have a lot of mountains. That place is the most beautiful place I have laid my. It's scenic as how. If you like to like, my roommates used to go bike riding and stuff. I used to stay in the house and just watch TV. I'm like, I ain't doing all that. But if you like enjoy outdoorsy stuff, and if you don't like winter, amazing place to be.
And if you're a West Coast America type of person,
Yeah.
flights are way
Cheaper.
cheaper.
You're right there. Yeah, it's close.
Yeah,
to
that's
LA's right
right
there.
LA's
Seattle's
right
right
there.
there.
You could drive down to, you feel me?
You can drive to LA from Vancouver.
I wasn't gonna say LA. I was
He's
gonna
like Seattle.
Oh,
yeah,
Seattle's right down the
there.
street. Yeah.
yeah.
California's a super cheap flight. That's like an hour flight.
Yeah, it's like
to
$50,
LA.
bro. Very cheap.
Interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
How did we get here?
We were
got-
talking about different things.
You're talking
but,
about how he was born in Kingston. Also. Anyways,
but
Started with Sean Kingston.
anyways,
Sean Kingston. Yeah, Sean Kingston turned into.
to go back to what we were saying before, shout out to Manifesto for having me as a co-host. Shout out to Charmaine. Charmaine killed it too.
You guys
and
were
that was
amazing.
her first. That was her first hosting.
Really?
Her first hosting
You knew
gig.
that.
She's an
I
artist,
know,
so
I
she's
just
a
wanted to be like,
performer.
wow.
So
Tresor was acting brand new, like he didn't have my number.
what?
I was like, oh,
Crazy.
I'm like, are you like, where are you? Like, can you come, like, get me, blah blah blah.
How would you?
So that's why you asked me to come.
Even I replied to Zoe, and I was running up and down the place. Even
Bro.
I
On
replied
stage,
to her.
though, that's different.
Not
it
when
was
I
a time when
texted
he
him.
wasn't. He
Not when I
wasn't.
texted him.
Do you want me to go back into time and say when you said, can you come to the gate and get me?
Okay, that's crazy.
I am a
The
host
gate is-
of the show.
the gate was crazy,
You want me to
so-
come to the
Not the
gate?
gate.
The gate is crazy
Not the
still.
gate. I was inside.
She was in the
You
front.
said come to the door.
What door? I said, can you come get me? I was
From where?
From backstage.
How would I say? You didn't give any context.
You didn't respond.
because I was doing stuff.
You were not.
How are
You
you trying
were-
to tell
you
me?
were not
I
on
will,
the
I
stage.
will
You
literally.
were
He's
probably back
prepping for
Hold this
later.
up.
He's prepping for later.
I will
He was
pull
back
this
there
up.
Congrats,
eating
fam.
meatballs. I saw the meatballs.
Look at this. Look.
You was eating
It was
meatballs?
8:09
Where'd you get
p.m.
meatballs?
It was 8:09.
had meatballs
I didn't
backstage?
eat. I didn't eat.
Oh.
Look,
Talking shit.
me
I
with the
thought their food-
receipts. 8:09 p.m. She said, "Come and get me and Cass, please." 8:09 in the middle of the show.
Yeah,
The
no.
show started at
Yeah,
5:30.
fair.
So Tresor wasn't responding to Zoe, and that's why Zoe asked me, like, hey, you want to go to Manifesto?
No, but I got a ticket for
She literally got
I
a ticket
sent
for
her
you.
3 tickets, and one was in your name.
I know.
Clyde doesn't go anywhere that we are outside of this place.
I know, you
so
wouldn't think you guys are friends.
he doesn't go anywhere. So I'm not surprised.
I haven't gone anywhere in a long
I
time.
literally
said.
invited you.
I know, and I
You didn't even respectfully decline.
He declined to me.
That's crazy.
Like that, like an
You know what
hour
it is?
before the show.
I literally messaged him. I was like, I'll send Zoe your ticket. And he didn't, he just read it. And I'm like, okay, he's coming. Where's Clyde? I don't know. He didn't reply. I'm like, okay, Zoe, give it.
I was gonna come until about an hour before the show.
Yeah. But yeah,
Heard
it was.
Jasmine was a
Don't worry,
performer.
hey, you know what? With the,
I wasn't there. No way. I'm not going.
No, literally.
with the developments of this podcast and the way like my life is going, I'm gonna be outside a lot more moving
proud
forward.
of
So
you.
I just got out of like a really toxic and bad life situation. So part of the reason why I haven't been outside.
We're
but,
breaking free.
Yeah, we are.
Oh my god. The show was a great show.
You make me sick.
We were lit up there. It was fun.
It was fun.
The lights is
Listen,
hot.
the show itself was amazing, but most of the reviews are raving about you and Charmaine. You guys' chemistry was insane. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't get.
Y'all should kiss.
You got kid. Now let's kiss.
Now kiss.
Now you're taking it to a different level.
Now kid. No, you guys' energy was amazing. When he brought out the dancers, I was like, where the hell did he get those people?
It was
I was
dancers.
on the stage.
Yeah.
And I was seeing in the crowd, these guys were going crazy in the crowd for like
I was-
20
yeah, I saw
minutes.
that.
So I'm like, yo, you two, come on the stage. And they
Wow.
hopped the fence.
It's like you guys
instantly
prepared.
came. I don't know
You guys
those guys
knew
from
you guys saw the
Big holidays
routine.
dancers.
You saw the routine. They're all doing a routine. They all knew what the dance. Like, it
That's
felt
a true dance.
like a dance hall party, fam.
Yeah, you know, it's
Yeah.
just that's just Jamaican stuff. You see someone doing something, you pick
You
it
just
up.
copy. Yeah.
Pick it up.
No, that
It
was amazing.
cool.
You guys did a good job.
One thing I will say though, this is a Budweiser thing, not a Manifesto thing. The monitors on the stage were not on, and for people who don't know what that is, it's like when you're on stage, there's usually speakers on the side that are pointed towards the crowd. And then there's speakers on the stage pointed towards you so you can hear
the
in
music.
real time what's going
there's
on.
a delay.
Because there's a delay. Like it's like an echo if you're just listening to the speakers on the side. None of the monitors were on the stage except for the one in the corner. And I asked the sound guy, I'm like, yo, why aren't the monitors on? And they were like, because of like a lot of the acts and the changeover, it'd be difficult for something. So I'm like, all right, we're gonna have to work this out. Because literally we would go on stage and I had to stay close to Charmaine because if we were on separate sides, we could not hear each other at all.
That's crazy.
So there was a lot of times where it's like we're kind of just freestyling. Like we have no idea what's going on. We can't hear anything. So we're kind of just going with the flow. But we definitely made it work. It was
Of
fun.
course. I couldn't even tell.
Yeah.
How many people is that? Like you had to control a lot of people, and it
There was
looked
a
like
lot
they
of
were
people
lit.
in
They were
there.
going up.
They were lit though.
Definitely.
Like everyone was
There
really
was like
lit.
6,500
Yeah.
people.
It
Yeah,
was-
it was fun in there. after I got off stage the first time with Kels, like when we stayed on the stage, because I was drinking a little bit. My adrenaline was so high still that I couldn't sit down. I literally had to like go to the bathroom and just throw up in the middle.
You
of the show.
did?
I swear. I went to the bathroom. Like, if anyone walked into the bathroom at that time, they would have just heard me going.
No, you didn't.
You were on your
swear.
B-Rabbit.
The first time that we got off stage with Kels, I went, threw up, came back.
Shut up.
That's it. And
I would never even.
Professionalism at its finest.
Mom spaghetti.
I kept drinking after, but I just had to get that out. But nah, it was fun. It was definitely cool.
That is news.
The only thing I
Mad
will say is,
videos.
what did y'all do to his mic? Because Tresor's voice is not that deep. There was a point I'm like, yo, I'm like, who?
Auto-tune.
There's this point I was like, yo, I'm like, is Tresor not hosting?
That's my
'Cause I hear
hosting
this-
voice.
No, I hear Tresor's voice all the time, almost every day. And so I'm literally like,
That's the stage voice.
I'm like, yo, who's hosting? Because I was like getting food, and I was like, yo,
Like, he
whose
sounds fun.
voice
Who's
is that?
that?
And I walk into the store, wine. And I'm like, that's not Tresor's voice. I just tell him, yo, what do that nigga's mic? Because that is not Tresor's voice.
that's the stage voice. You know, you got to know how to step
Do
into
it.
that.
Do it right now.
That's called cap.
I don't
That's
know
what
what.
it's-
Do it right
but I don't
now.
even know what she's referring to.
It was
but I
a
just assume.
heavy deep. Everybody put your hands up, manifesto. That is not Tresor. Like, that is not Tresor. Let me see ice cream. One. Your voice is here. Wine.
It's octaves. There's octaves. I'm a
So do it right
performer.
now.
I can't do it because I don't know what you're talking about. I wasn't doing it.
You hear his
intentionally.
music, like he hits different levels.
No, but when he does his like his UK accent, his voice goes bare deep, fam.
Who's that?
You.
No, I was talking about the girl outside the door.
What girl? Yo, don't do that. Don't scare me like that.
Oh, someone's walking in. He said,
I was
who's
like-
that?
Oh
So
my
scary.
days. I thought you were talking about Dopey. I was like, yo.
No. It's a heaven thing, never a hell thing. Hi, nice to meet you.
Hey.
But yeah, yo.
It's
No,
okay.
it's all good.
You're good. I was just scared.
But yeah, it was fun. Charmaine definitely knows what she's doing as well, and it's good to have a co-host that knows what they're doing as well.
Exactly. Because I seen like when you were tired,
Wait,
Charmaine.
hold on.
Yo.
Sorry.
Whoa. No, I think.
In context of a show,
I miss
I
it.
felt
see
it.
how-
I felt it too. I
Yo,
felt
you
it.
felt
It's
it
like
too.
that
I did
with
feel
everyone.
it.
No,
too.
that was
Zoe
you
wants
and
to
I-
include
Oh.
herself
No.
into everything.
I
felt it
at
too.
me. He looked at me like, damn. And I said, oh, wait, yeah, damn. What's that mean?
When I was just talking about hosting a show, so you would think I'm speaking
nice
in
shot.
context of a show.
Jesus shit.
I can get an Uber.
Try to
This is not a
include,
show.
try to
I'll
include yourselves
Yeah, you'll
into
try.
everything.
I never said anything. Glad I looked
A
at me.
live stage co-host that knows what they're doing as well. Is that better?
I know what he
a
means,
stage
but
co-host.
the delivery gave me. I had to think for a second.
Going somewhere.
Yes, but yes, it was cool. If y'all want me back, I'll be back.
100%.
We need you back.
But
We're gonna have Nella.
we want
Rose.
Nella Rose
to
But
host.
I'm gonna tell y'all from now, the rates is not gonna be the same as this year.
Oh my
Don't even
God.
worry about it.
Yo, let
If
me
it-
tell y'all.
No.
But you know what's funny? Even literally
First of all,
after the
wait,
show.
before you continue.
But no,
No, but
I
we're
will
not-
say
no, no,
that-
no,
we
wait,
paid
hey,
you
hey,
right.
order,
Let them
order.
know we paid you right.
Order in the court.
So control the
they do-
podcast.
they do-
What did I say
they
to
do
Tresor?
pay-
Tresor, what did I tell you when I approached you maybe in February? I'm like, yo, do you want to host Manifesto? You're like, yeah, sure. How much? I'm like, tell
Send
me your rate.
Yeah,
So
they
talk
do.
to your
I didn't
agent.
compromise anything. I was like, I don't care how much. Tell me how much you want. That's
Yeah,
one
they
thing
do
we do,
pay.
and Tanisha makes sure black
I
people get paid.
don't. I don't negotiate people's rate.
Yeah.
Unless if it's
Black-
wild, wild,
I
wild.
rate
If it's
that, I
crazy,
rate
and
that.
if we can't afford it, I'm like, unfortunately, we
next
can't.
year.
Maybe
Yeah.
next year. But yeah, we don't. Listen. Doesn't matter what your rate is, because you know what, you bring in the crowd.
And that's
So
true.
now
they
what are
do
you
it on
gonna
time.
say?
I was gonna say that literally right after the show, so many people are like, "Yo, people are like, yo, I didn't know you could do that. After today, your rates are up."
100%.
Tanisha said the same exact thing.
As
Just
they
off
should
of that
be.
one show, I'm like, well, all right, let me get on the phone to my people, tell them to up the skull. a
No,
little bit.
100%.
Yeah.
I'm glad we could do
Price.
that for you. I'm glad that
Definitely.
we upped your price.
Anyone that didn't know who you were now
Definitely
knows
knows
who
who
you
you
were.
are.
And also, I want to say, I've got a lot of messages as well
From
about
women?
people not knowing that people saying that I look better in person.
That's
or they
crazy.
didn't know that I was a good looking fella.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
I don't know if that's like a compliment or a backhanded
It's both.
compliment.
It's both.
Or like
That's them
how
trying
I
to shoot
should
their shot,
take-
fam.
How I should take
The
that.
shorties are shortying.
But, you
Bro,
know,
okay, let me tell
That
a
is a
quick
weird
story.
thing to-
When we're in London, yeah? Sorry, my almond fell. When we're in London, I could not walk 5 minutes. Are you Tresor? Are you that guy on TikTok? Literally, my friend called me. He's like, yo, Shans, I saw your friend on TikTok. The one you brought to Things Party. I'm like, yeah. He made a story that he was in London. All the comments of the girls. Oh my God, Tresor's in London. Da, 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 da. He's like, I'm looking for a London shorty. 100, 200 comments. I cannot walk on the road with this guy. I can't walk on the road with this guy.
Life, man.
Yes.
You know. See, Zoe doesn't.
Zoe's a
Like him? Listen.
Zoe went to
She's a
school
hater.
for hating.
I'm
yo.
not a hater.
Zoe's the
not.
dean.
Zoe's got like a PhD in hater.
One thing
Zoe is
about
the
me,
Dean Hate
I am
Academy.
Tresor is
not-
like, gal them
I
scalati.
am not a hater.
It's
Not even
crazy.
close.
Zoe is the dean's on the dean's list for hate.
I'm not.
I'd say that she's like the Michael Jordan of something of hating, but even that implicates that there are people like Kobe and LeBron close to her when that's not even the case. Like Zoe is arms and legs above the second biggest hater of all time. Like that, Zoe went to school for hating.
I agree.
Like if J. Jonah Jameson, Simon Cowell, and Skip Bayless all got together and like listened to this podcast, they'd be like, "Yo, Zoe's kind
Damn,
of
she's a hater.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
That is crazy.
I only hate on people that I genuinely love. Because to me, it's like, really?
Trying to keep them
like,
humble.
Yeah, you have to.
You have
Imagine
to.
me, oh my God, yeah, so hot, he's so sexy, of
Yeah.
course, because they're like, no, nigga, ew.
And who keeps you humble? Because
A
we
lot of
gas
people,
y'all.
you do not gas me, just shut the fuck up.
What? Come on, bro.
Fuck up.
Come on.
Zoe's hard to compliment. Still.
But you're a decent black woman.
I've never said that in my life. I've never said. But you know why?
You look good in the light.
You can't.
my
You can't compliment. Zoe's one of those people where you're like, if you're like, yo,
nice today.
you'll be like, yo, you look nice, or you know how you're trying to tell your friends like, yo, I love you. You'll be like,
What's wrong with you?
what's wrong with this
That's
little
me. I
weak
can't-
ass?
that's
Like,
me.
what are you talking about, bro?
Shut up, bitch.
Like, what's wrong? No, shut up, bro. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, like Zoe's one of
Zoe
those.
is like that.
I should be like, yo, what do you want?
Zoe's not a
Literally, yeah, like,
sentimental
what the fuck
person,
you want?
You know, like she's not.
I'm a what?
You're not a sentimental person.
I am very sentimental, actually.
Not
What's
like.
your sign?
I'm a Cancer.
Oh god.
Yeah, you're a
interesting.
backwards.
Oh, I
ass
thought you were saying like,
Cancer.
oh,
Here
like,
we go.
ew.
No, you're a backwards ass Cancer.
Why?
Because usually they're so like,
In touch with their emotions.
But I am very sentimental. Like when people do nice things for me, like I'll cry. Like when you guys bought me the oxtail, I was like so like heartfelt. Like, Anthony, you gotta wait. He got. Oh, they.
Why is my mom? My
Oh, it's your
mom
mom.
is FaceTiming me.
Oh, okay. I mean, you gotta
But we
answer
did,
it.
Yeah, you
but
should
we
answer
did.
it.
Yeah, we do have a rule that we have to answer on stuff. So let me call my mom back.
uh-oh,
get
bro. She
another
said
one.
no.
Yeah, she said nope. She went mon.
Hello. Hello.
Trey?
Yes, mom. I am currently recording on the podcast. You are live on the air.
I'm live on the air.
Yes.
Hello, my son. How are you?
I am good, mom. How are you?
I am well. I'm checking in to say I love you.
She did not call you for that. She was on air. She said, I gotta switch up. She meant to tell you, you let the chicken out. You did not put the chicken out. That's what she meant to call you.
I love you too, mom. I'll call you back later.
Thank you, my son.
All right, bye.
I want to talk about good PR.
One thing about me, I know when a
Make it
black
happen.
mom
I
is
know it.
faking
Yeah,
it.
she's about to cuss you.
I know when a black mom is
She was
faking
about to
it. She wants to
cuss
cuss
you.
your ass for something.
I didn't do nothing wrong.
The
So.
chicken outside fridge.
Yeah, she wants to cuss you for something.
take up a broom and sweep. Go to work every day and
You know what? That's on the floor.
She said, oh, I'm on air.
No one Jamaicans
The
put on that
Jamaican
voice.
voice.
I'm on air.
It's like you've answered her call on like a radio show before or something. Like,
Literally.
she was ready.
I'm dead.
crazy.
Also, let's talk about Nella Rose, right?
She is
Queen.
the best.
The
Listen.
UK
Babe.
babe, goddess, all
Yeah.
between.
Nella's crazy. One
Nah,
thing I will
Nella's
say
great.
about Nella, as a creator myself, Nella's like natural. Like what you can't teach what she does.
Exactly.
Right.
You can't learn it. You can't
100%.
teach it. How she is just natural, and it's amazing to just watch her operate.
Yeah.
Listen.
What like prompted you guys to bring Nella Rose? For those who don't know, Nella Rose is like a crazy, super amazing UK star. So what brought you guys to like prompt her, or what prompted you guys to like bring her to Toronto for Manifesto and the summit?
We were really focused on like black women in general, and like who's doing it right now as like a black woman. So
Right.
for us, for the summit, we're like Nella Rose is.
I know Shan's pitched that.
I actually no,
No, she didn't.
I didn't this
Yeah.
time, but I definitely
It was actually Marcus.
it was Marcus, but like I have this thing where I'm always trying to bridge the UK and Toronto gap. Like that's just all I'm always pushing that. So I was
That
really
needs
excited.
to be your thing.
That is my.
I think that should be like
Listen, just wait till like I'm there, I'm settled, and I got like, listen, it's gonna be crazy. But Marcus is also on that same wavelength, so he pitched it. And when I heard that, I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, I have to interview her still. I have to do that up. But like, yeah, no, she's amazing, phenomenal. She parties a lot. Parties hard.
She is a party
She's
girl.
a party girl.
I could not keep up.
Listen.
I've never drank so much in my life.
Listen.
I'll say that.
Bro, they're knocking on my door to come out. You know, like in you know that meme where Making Goods mouth is over like this? I'm like hiding from that. I'm like, I can't part of you guys anymore.
Yeah.
I was tired, but she enjoyed. She loves Toronto. She's
coming
definitely
back.
She's come back in the winter. She wants to experience Canadian winter.
Oh, nice.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know.
Some people just want to like people who don't experience snow and stuff often like
Yeah.
want to come and like see like snow and like do winter activities.
Yeah, we're probably gonna go skiing or something.
That's crazy.
I
I
don't
would
like-
never ski.
I don't like the snow.
But not get catching a split.
I can imagine Zoe's.
I went skiing
hell no.
once. I felt all the way
I
to
went
the
once and it
bottom.
was terrible. I literally had to roll down the hill.
Yeah, eventually you give up. We were just like, it is.
No,
what it
Ernst
is.
Club,
Yeah.
we had the ski trip. Remember?
I didn't go.
You didn't go? My mom made me go.
I went skiing as an adult and I said never again. I'm gonna go get a beer. I'm gonna go to the cabin.
I'm going to warm up.
What the white folks do. I'm gonna get a beer, crack a brewski, and just wait for y'all to finish
Cold
because
with the
that was
boys.
not my thing. But do you think that because people were like, oh, like they need like a Toronto woman who's at like Nella Rose's level. Do you think we have that here? Because I was thinking, I was like, yo, who?
I
would
in
that
our
be?
interview, I was like talking to her. I was like, you know how in the UK, she's a dark skinned black woman, plus size dark skinned black
Gorgeous.
woman, beautiful
Beautiful.
woman, hilarious. You would never see that in Toronto.
You
would
mean there's
never.
no funny? You mean
No, I'm
her
saying you
pedestal,
would not
you mean?
see a dark skinned plus size black woman on a pedestal
level that
I
at
see
the
what-
level of hers
So I'm like,
in
there's
Toronto.
definitely funny plus size dark skin women.
No, 100%. But you would never see that. Like they will not be like Toronto will never put them on a pedestal like that. And when we did our talk, I was asking her. I was like, so was London always like that? She's like, no. And I was like, okay, we have no hope. Because I was like, genuinely, I was like, how can we build that kind of thing in Toronto? Like, I want us to have presenter culture. Like, me and Trey, like, we were in the UK, we were like, how the hell are we going to bring this back home?
Right.
We walk into JD, we see, like, influenzas on the big, the ads in their shoe store. You have influencers and presenter culture. My girl, Henry, like, Henry is a big superstar over there, DJing for like the most famous people.
Shout out to Henry, man.
Shout out Henry.
She's got a
Henry
dope
is
podcast,
that girl.
too.
Beautiful woman.
Exceptionally beautiful.
Did I mention she was beautiful? Anyways,
Damn,
continue.
Henry, you're beautiful.
She is gorgeous. She is a gorgeous girl. And yeah, so we don't have presenter culture here, and I think it's
Define presenter culture.
so like a Nella Rose, right? We
Okay.
don't have like Nella Rose is hosting Catfish UK. She has a PLT brand
Yes,
deal.
I know that.
She's has a successful YouTube like channel and all of that. And so something like what we did at Manifesto, that would be like what I did would be like a presenter.
Right.
So
It's like almost like hosts.
a
or
host,
personalities.
someone that hosts. And
Okay. Yeah,
so,
yeah.
like kind of like Drewski or like
Yeah, like a-
those type of people where it's like they're known for something, but you put them in different areas. Like you see how
areas,
like
yeah.
Drewski's hosting
Hosting the
tours, and
tours,
he's
yeah.
on this show in this movie. Like
So yeah, that was like what I did because I'm trying to veer into that again, like interviewing and stuff.
As you should.
But we don't have presenter culture in Toronto, so I feel like it's just gonna fizzle out.
this is her, by the way.
He's showing
Showing
Henry.
me Henry.
I'm just need to give her a
Henry, you
mental
gorgeous,
picture.
gorgeous girl. I love you.
Better
Oh, yeah,
relax,
gorgeous.
Sam,
She's beautiful.
calling
Oh,
her so
wow.
beautiful.
She is
What'd you say, sir?
Said Trey needs to chill out, calling
Henry.
Henry so beautiful.
I actually tried to call Henry.
I went out. Here you go. Here you go.
I went out with Clyde, and then he was like, Henry is so gorgeous. Da, da, da. She's like one of my favorite podcasters. And I'm like, okay, let's call her. But it was like 5 a.m. in the UK.
Look at Clyde and all the likes. Look at you.
Oh my gosh, no.
Every like, big.
No, she's
Clyde Smith. Every
I told Trey needs to chill
bit.
out.
Clyde Smith.
She's supposed to be coming here like for like around Rolling Loud. Like a bunch of UK people are supposed to come out here for Rolling Loud.
Which I think will be
That'll be amazing.
amazing.
So we're trying to like patent it up, and they're seeing what we're doing out here for Manifesto. So they're really, really down to like collab and do stuff. So hopefully we can finally start something in Toronto similar to what they have. Because Tresor should be a presenter. Like he should be, like what we did, putting him on that stage, that should be a regular thing. Like who are the popping people in the city?
Right.
Tresor, get him on that stage. Who else do we have? Plaza Couture, Sasha, right?
She hosts a Manifesto.
She hosts a Manifesto as well. Like Jalen, Lick My Fashion, he also did something with Manifesto. So we're trying to create that, but like it's hard, man. It's so hard in the city, and I don't know why. I don't know why, if like the top people, because they're not connected with what's going on in the culture. But in the UK, we went to Mo Gilligan. Mo Gilligan has a whole show, and he was just a comedian.
Right.
And he has a whole late night show, whole entire
big
setup, like
studio, like TV studio.
Yeah, I was like
Late
black
night
DJ
show.
playing Sean
Jimmy
Paul and the
Fallon.
white people them show, like
Yeah.
it was mad. Like I was like, even my boy, he invited me to BBC proms, which is like black, not only black, but like popping artists go and do a live performance for BBC TV. And he invited me, and he did a big performance, and it aired on TV, and everyone's like, wow, he got a BBC. Like those things do not happen here, and it really, really sad. And that's what we tried to do. That's what we definitely, I think we accomplished it this year,
And we will continue to.
and we will continue to polish it. Like we want to be that stepping stone to making sure black creatives have that space, whether or not white people want to give us money or not.
Right.
Because you're a nonprofit, baby. It's kind of hard out here.
How do you bridge? How do you like bridge the gap or make way for younger creatives or people in the city, right? Because one thing that I've noticed, that I feel, this might not be a popular opinion, I feel like people who were in, because I feel like Toronto has eras, right?
Yeah.
I feel like people who are in an era that, to me personally, is expiring, are trying to gatekeep, right? They're not really trying. Sorry.
You need to leave.
You need to leave. You need to leave. That's my favorite. That's my favorite video of all time. I quote that video like that. You need to leave. But anyways, how do we feel about those people? Like, to me, sometimes I feel like they're really trying to like gatekeep. And one thing about me is I feel like I have a lot of goals for this podcast. I feel like we haven't hit them yet. But I feel like once we hit that pedestal where, you know, we can start venturing into other things, I want to put more people on and collaborate with more people who want to do podcasting, or, you know, they want to. Why are you laughing?
No, I love how communal you'll be. This is a change. I like it. It's great.
You out. You're fired.
No, I mean, like, I would, no, he's here forever. But I'm just saying, like, I would.
She got you in a lifetime 360 deal.
Yeah. But I would genuinely
Never getting the
love,
max.
but I would genuinely love to put like more people on and bring, like, make more space that, you know, as we get bigger, like, for example, now we have like other Trey, who, you know, does our production. Like, I want to bring more people on to be a part of this and like can put their name onto something that we've created, right? So, but eventually we get to that point where it's like, okay, like we can be the biggest podcast forever. How do I venture more people in? And I feel like a good example of that is For Y'all Entertainment, right? Yeah. But they've also been doing this forever, like over 10 years. They've done an amazing job of starting at this like small entertainment like YouTube channel and venturing out into like one of like the major like biggest like brands, I would say like empires to come out of Toronto, right? So that's kind of my goal. But I feel like a lot of people who are in that older era don't know their expiry date, right?
It's because they're afraid.
Damn.
Exactly.
I always say, like,
they're
when
afraid
you know
of becoming
you're great,
irrelevant.
You don't have to, like, you don't worry about other people.
Exactly. They're afraid of becoming irrelevant. But to me, it's like when you hit that pedestal where you've hit your goals and you are as big as you can be or as big as you want to be, there should be you will never be irrelevant, right? Because your footprint should last.
Exactly. And it works in reverse for them, because when you don't want to help or don't want to put people on, then no one's gonna rock with you when your time is up. Like, for instance, like for me, Marlon, that dude McFly, Marlon was the first person that ever put me in a video ever, like besides myself. I was like 16 when I met Marlon. I went to a meet and greet for Y'all and Marlon that they have at Celebration Square in Mississauga, and I came with the intent of trying to plug myself. and I talked to everybody, and Marlon hit me to be in a video.
Yeah.
So like to this day, if Marlon asks me for anything, I'm doing it. Like no matter what. And he barely asked for anything. So it's like that. So it's like whenever it gets to a time where like he's not the guy that he is, and he reaches out, or even if he doesn't reach out, I would reach out because it's like, yo, I know what you've done for me.
Right.
Anything you need, I'm gonna do it in return for you. So I don't know why people feel like helping people is gonna make them less
Right, they're
of-
not
yeah,
that
like-
great, and someone's gonna find out. That's what I'm learning, because I'm not from the industry at all. And what I'm learning is that people are afraid of like
Timing
being figured out.
out. Yeah.
Knowing
Being
that they're
figured
not
out.
actually as relevant as they
think they
say
are.
they are. So that's why they gatekeep, because
They'll be like, people like, yeah, I know, I can do this and this and this, and I can get $1
I'm
million.
still waiting. I'm still waiting.
Wait $1 million there. I think so you can get $10 trillion. Wait there.
It's not funny anymore. Try different jokes.
10 trillion JMD, maybe, but like, hey, let's relax.
There is definitely a lot of gatekeepers in the city, and a lot of them are older heads. Like, I don't consider myself an older head, but
Not yet, Miss Still
not
Fresh.
yet. We're still young and
No, I'm
cute.
kidding.
But because I started in this industry very early, like 18, I never went to university. I always say this like sob story. Hey, I never went to school. Blah, blah. So I started really early. So I feel like an older head and like a kind of a veteran somewhat. But one thing I always do, and I like me and Tanisha always do it. Like we have like a lot of youngers at Manifesto, right? And we kind of like
Everyone's like under
Everyone-
25 at Manifesto.
yeah, almost everyone's almost
Not
out
under
of
25, bitch.
100%. We have like
We're
5
getting old.
19-year-olds that work
yeah,
at
we
Manifesto.
have bare
Old.
19-year-olds.
Right.
I told you, I made a video and someone called me Unk.
I know someone called me auntie on TikTok. I said, bitch,
Bro, I told her,
don't you ever.
I was
Hi,
like,
auntie.
our new interns are young. They're like 19, 20, 21. And then I think I said something. I'm like 27. They're like, you're 27? Like,
I'm
I was
31, so I feel super old.
like, yeah, like, I'm like, yeah, I'm 27. That's not old. And to them, that's old. That's not old.
They're like, you can be my mom. I'm like,
Like,
no,
what?
I couldn't.
Okay, no, don't do that. Don't play with me
I
like
could
that.
not.
Don't play my face. I cannot be your mother. But that's one thing I respect about Tanisha, because a lot of things in this industry that I have noticed, and that's the reason why I've had one foot in, one foot out for such a long time, is it's very hard to meet genuine people in this industry like Tanisha.
Absolutely.
And I think I tweeted the other day, I was like, if I did not have Tanisha as like my boss, my mentor, my friend this year and last year, I would not have the confidence in my capabilities as a creative, as a person. Because Tanisha's the type of boss who would be like, I trust you, just do whatever. Just don't mess up. Like
I just feel like I hired you for a
I
reason.
hired you for a reason. I trust you. And obviously that is why it was I know that's why it's such a successful festival, because once you have someone who doesn't micromanage you, who doesn't have like faith in you, and who kind of like questions your abilities, you're gonna be like so self-conscious on any decision you make.
Right.
But like it's to the point where like in our respective fields, if I feel like something is not going right, I don't have to run it by Tanisha, because I know she has the confidence that I have the confidence to make the right decision. And that goes for everybody, no matter the age, no matter like your background and anything. Like last year I didn't know anything about festivals, but she still trusted me to, do what I needed to do to figure out stuff. Right? And she's like, Shanice, I hired you for a reason. Don't ask me anything.
That is my answer for everything. I'm
She's
like,
like, I don't know.
Google is a real thing.
You figure it out.
It's a real thing.
So I feel like having leaders like that in our industry is so important, and not having gatekeepers, because that is actually what makes you on legend status. That's
Right.
actually
I
what
agree.
makes you the GOAT of the city. Like Tanisha, like she said, she wasn't in this industry before, but now she's on second podcast on YouTube. She's everywhere, and people look at her with such high regard because of the things she's doing. Meanwhile, there's OGs in the city. People are looking like, okay, who are you?
Yeah.
Right? So literally just, I will always say I love passing the torch. If it's one thing I'm gonna do is pass the torch, because I get lazy. Like, no,
get lazy.
like, listen, I will be your mentor, I'll be your guide, but I'm always looking for the next thing to level up what I want to do. And I don't feel like why? You're 36.
you should not be
Right.
anywhere for like 10 years.
Yeah, like you're 36. Like you need to, you need to elevate. Like,
Yeah.
bro, like you shouldn't be like 60 years old still doing the same thing you were 10 years ago and telling people you know nothing about this, you're young. And nah, man, kids are the future.
Yeah.
Word to Obama. Pass the people.
Yeah, I really think that passing the torch is a huge thing, and I genuinely haven't seen it with as many people as I would want to. Mm-hmm. I like Sasha definitely does it. You know what I'm saying? Amazing. She's really good at it. Marlon definitely does it as well. Mm-hmm. Like Marlon hasn't had to come on our pod much times as he has. You know what I mean? But he comes here and he brings himself, and, you know, it's always a great time, and he puts us on. So that's always a great thing too. But I definitely do see like the gatekeeping happening with those older head, and it's like, why? Just like if you went to OVO Fest, right? There was a moment where like Drake being Drake, like literally like was so emotional about like Lil Wayne, right? Lil Wayne literally passed the torch to Drake and Nicki Minaj.
Even though people are like, who the hell is this light skinned nigga from Toronto?
Right? Like but the thing is, Lil Wayne will always be the GOAT.
Yeah.
Like people know that.
Yeah.
But there definitely was a point in time, if not currently, where Drake literally surpassed Lil Wayne, right? But Lil Wayne will always be recognized as the man who found Drake and put Drake on. Same with 100%. Nicki Minaj. So why would people not want to be Lil Wayne in their field? Mm-hmm. I would love to be praised for putting someone else on to either surpass me or be as big or whatever they want to do. Drake literally called him. He's like, I'm your son. He literally said that on Budweiser. He said, I'm your son. Look what you did. Really? He said that on Budweiser stage. If I had a girl say, I'm your daughter, yes, bitch. Come on, girl. Period.
But why wouldn't you want to? Like,
why wouldn't you want that?
I love seeing the youth at Manifesto. I love seeing them because I'm like, when I was...
It actually brings me...
It brings
like,
me
joy.
happy.
Thank you so much, amazing.
I'm like, when I was your age, I was doing the same thing. And the climate, as much as Toronto is Toronto, the climate definitely is shifting because the 19-year-olds, like... that are on our team, I won't say names because they don't want to be identified as 19. Aww. But you know who you are. But she is phenomenal. Like, she is killing it. And I'm like, yo, by the time you're our age, you're gonna be incredible
out the gate. Yeah,
you're gonna be incredible. And like I said, I always thank God I was laid off because I was a flight attendant, laid off. Found Manifesto's hiring. I'm like, I know Manifesto. Let me go try to get a job. And that's how this all happened. But I'm so thankful that my first introduction back into this industry was a Black woman as my boss. Like, I could not, I don't think I could, I wouldn't stay this long if it wasn't otherwise.
Right.
Like, I literally told Tanisha, I'm like, I'll stay if you stay. She's like, okay, I'll stay if you stay. Type thing. Right? Because I can't imagine going somewhere else. Because I'm spoiled. We're spoiled. Mm-hmm. Imagine what you
guys are spoiled.
We're so spoiled.
Sometimes I'm like, man, I need to be a little more
I feel like
sometimes I do.
You're stern when you want to.
Sometimes I have to ask twice, and I'm like, what is going on here?
Yeah, if Tanisha asks me a second time, I'm like, oh shit, I'm slacking. I need to. But no, honestly, like, just, and that's what Manifesto is being run by. Like, even though people want to yell at us and go and say this, there are real people behind this, and as much as logistically, like, it kind of looks shaky, I guess.
No, don't even say that.
I put air quotes, shaky to them, in their opinion. They don't realize who's really behind this. Like, they don't realize that we're actually for the community and we actually give an F about, like, you know, putting our people on. Because who else is going to do it? Who else is doing it?
Yeah, I know, I agree.
Who else? I don't know anything else in the city that's really, like putting Toronto artists on a Budweiser stage like that.
Yeah, because a lot of people, like I've been saying, do not fuck with Toronto artists until they blow up or go to the States and come back and they're on Billboard or something. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm so confused.
People are not really.
I'm so confused.
People are not for the grind when it comes to Toronto. They don't really want to support when you're, you know,
down.
Yeah.
I'm not even down, but
not
like,
even
you know,
down because like
you're just like on the come up, but you're kind of quiet. People don't really know your name too tough, but
that's what everyone outside during the Toronto artist set is, though. You know, like that.
But it is unfortunate.
That internalized mentality of like, hey, not until they co-sign it.
Yeah,
it's crazy to me because Dylan Sinclair, Savannah Ray headlined last year. Dylan Sinclair, Savannah, Notify, Toby, Amal. Like, these are all artists that when I'm in the UK, my friends are like, Raw, you know Savannah Ray. Raw, you know Dylan Sinclair.
Really?
Like, they love us over here. They love us. And that is the big... If we were to have the Manifesto lineup we had in London, England, yeah, they would be...
That would be
all my friends from London called me.
Movie.
All my friends from London called me.
Stay tuned.
And period, stay tuned. You never know what's going to pop up. They called me. They're like, Raw, Shans, why are people mad? You guys gave them Davido and Division. Yeah. And I'm like, you know what? It's just the culture of the city, unfortunately. And you paid your money. People will be upset. I get it. I did want to see ×2. I already had like my whole like speech for her and everything. And Jasmine Sullivan is a legend, right? But I really like, listen, if there is a promise we want to keep is making sure that Toronto had a good show.
And that's
And we
exactly what you
fulfilled
did.
that. We want to make sure you guys had an amazing show. And just looking out, seeing the crowd, everyone's vibing, all our worries just went.
Because it wasn't like Kingston Fest with no water,
Listen.
no sound,
Listen.
no grass, just mud. You guys were there?
Yes. We
Oh
left
yes,
early.
yes,
Fam.
obviously, yeah.
Yeah,
You
I
passed.
saw
You
you.
saw me. Yeah, we were talking.
We were backstage. Why was half a GA backstage with
Bro,
us?
when you said that, in my head it just because I texted you when I was on the way. For everyone who doesn't know, Kingston Fest was a show like 2 weeks ago that completely went to shit. Like completely.
I want to
went
say
to
this
shit.
though. I want to say this. Kingston Fest wasn't that bad. As bad as Firefest.
Yeah.
Firefest, like the actual Firefest.
No, the Firefest that happened
Toronto's
in Toronto.
Firefest.
Oh, you mean
The reason why
Kultureland.
it got ruined was because of how
I'll
they
say
did
it.
their gates.
Yeah.
That is true.
That
If
is
they
why.
did
I don't know.
regular GA, like, you know, without the gate, everything would have went fine.
Stop charging VIP. Stop charging VIP.
Or do your VIP section.
Or do your
properly.
VIP like properly. Have it like
On the
sectioned up.
side.
They should have had like 20-foot high gates. If they're really
They don't
going to do
even need
VIP,
that. They
it
just
should have
need-
been like.
don't
They just needed to properly
Toronto,
section
like,
it
I
off.
don't know if people have not realized it. Toronto is anti-gate. A
Yeah,
gate
we
is not
hate gates.
keeping
We go kick that
anybody
down.
anywhere.
That is
Yeah.
very true.
We are going to
Caravana,
kick a
they were
gate
storming,
down.
too.
Yeah, like, so there's no point in doing gates. You might as well just have the whole thing open and, like you said, have like a separate section, like a built up something for VIP.
Yeah.
Because a gate is gonna come down.
Exactly.
One way.
Bro,
or another.
we're
The gate
but
is
they
Those
doing this to
gates were
Caravana.
extremely like they were
Bro,
like
it doesn't
kindergarten
matter.
gates.
Look at
Pretty sure
Caravana.
that's not even
So-
regulated. I want to also say because that can injure somebody.
Yeah,
if
so
it
you
falls.
can't have high gates like that backstage
Right.
because like if it
If
falls
it falls,
down,
it's
Right.
crushing somebody.
But also, I could see how just even, like subconsciously, just have it like boxing people in gates like at
And you can
caged
see
animals.
the stage.
Bro,
It's like
No, it was
taunting
like-
you. It's like VIP is up
VIP
there
can see
and
the
you're
stage and you're all the way
100
back
meters
there.
back.
Yeah. I feel
Nah,
that.
I would
people
bust
aren't
on the
gonna
gate too, still.
Exactly. That's why I'm not mad at anybody because if I was there, I probably would have been involved in that too.
No, not
like,
you admitting you're breaking down the gate, bitch.
Yeah, like if we're gonna keep it a stack, I wouldn't break the gate
If I saw
down.
my
But
man
if it
kick
was
the gate
down,
down, I would be like, I'm
yeah.
going home.
I personally am not going to unscrew the gate myself.
Okay.
But when it's down, I'm walking.
You're walking.
through.
Okay,
I'm
I
not gonna be like,
understand that.
no. I think I'm taking a stand.
She paid for GA.
I paid for GA.
So I will not be going up to VIP with you, Negroes.
What if the video of everybody rushing
my
it goes
God.
viral, and then you're in the video, and everyone can see? Oh, Trey was a stormer that weekend. You know?
Okay, and what? And if you were there, you would have did the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I did it, and I'll do it again for a check.
Own it. Okay. Yeah.
With Kingston Fest, yeah, like I said, so just quickly, like, I was texting Shans and I was like, like I'm on the way, blah, blah. She's like,
Like,
she's
go
like,
home.
she's like, yo, go home, because like backstage is GA. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Backstage
She
is
thought I was
GA. I'm like,
joking.
bro, that doesn't make no damn sense. So on my way in, I saw Shans leave and I was like, okay, I'm gonna see what's going on. She's like, yeah, be safe. No. I'm like, okay, cool.
She tried to warn you on the way.
Literally, she literally warned me. So me and my girl are walking through, blah blah blah. I saw Burna Boy walk in, and I said, "Oh, Burna Boy's here.
then
He's gonna perform."
he
Okay,
walked
great.
out.
So we ended up getting backstage. Okay, cool. And I'm like, okay, I see what Shan's meant. Like, there's just bare people back here who are not supposed to be back here. I can tell they're not supposed to be back here. There's just bare people. There's no water. There's
Police on horses.
Police on horses. There's horse shit everywhere. It's a mess. And then 6 minutes later, I see Burna Boy just U-turn and walk out and get in his little Suburban. And I
Just
said,
went through Kultureland. That's why he's like, not again.
and I said, oh, I'm like, so Burna Boy's gone. Burna Boy's gone. Popcorn's in there. They're doing a whole bunch of sound checks because nobody can hear shit and blah, blah, blah. Popcorn's cussing and blah, blah, blah. His people are upset because Ray Tay Tay. And Popcorn ended up performing because he's a great performer and he's here for his fans. So he ended up going on. But he literally said, yo, this is some fuckery.
Give the people back their money.
Them blood clot money.
Yeah. As it should.
But regardless of that, I'm
That's
glad
crazy.
you guys didn't have to experience that at all.
Oh no, baby, we're the big dogs.
And I was
Y'all got-
too
y'all got
hungry.
money.
I was like,
Hello?
the line is too long.
Yo,
I need to go eat.
3 hours. Tanisha had not eaten all day, and I was trying to like
I saved my appetite for Jamaican like
food. Yeah.
That's
Yo,
what I wanted.
I
was
had the
like,
chicken outside. It was busting
Yeah,
still.
it was,
Yeah,
awesome.
we
it
had
was
that
good.
too.
Yeah.
It was good. Shout out
That's
the
crazy,
street
bro.
vendors. No, like I saw the potential of what it could have definitely been good if they had logistically planned the gates better. But like Firefest was actually just
not Firefest, Kultureland.
I think
I know you can't say it, but I'm gonna say it. Kultureland was a nightmare.
Girl, listen.
Period.
I wasn't there.
Why?
Yeah,
I wasn't there either.
I'm so angry because we had the choice.
I mean,
to go
I
to
wasn't
OVO.
there, but I mean, I saw it. Kultureland Day 2. Didn't they move the venue and all
From,
this
like,
shit? And people
Ajax
showed
to
up. And
Brampton or some shit?
Ajax to Markham, people showed up. Nobody was there at 11
Listen.
p.m. They said nobody's coming. Go home. Like, what the fuck, nigga? What?
No, like I went because we had the choice to go to OVO or Cultureland. So half of us went to OVO, like Tanisha and Marcus. They went to like OVO, and I was like, I'm gonna see Burna Boy, and so I went, and I got in a fight. First of all,
Oh jeez.
this man pushed me,
Oh, God.
like put his hands on me.
Oh.
Yeah, listen, I blacked out that day from anger. So it was kind of the same situation as Kingston Fest.
Right.
So they had the VIPs, the VIPs, like right here, and then GA is like not even back there, like back there. So they turned on the gate.
Oh, of course.
Right. So I had VIP passes. They ran out of VIP passes, so I only had the GA pass.
Oh, God.
First of all, but thank God I knew the security there. So he's like, yeah, okay, yeah, you're good. And so this guy had a table, not a section, a table. And my friend told me something, and you know when I run and I laugh. And he's like, this is my section. I'm like, babe, there's no section anywhere.
Yeah.
Everyone's just like crowded in this spot. Did he not put his hands on me and tell me to move? Oh. So obviously, Shans turns into Shans. Tanisha always has to cool me down. Because I go from like here to like,
Yeah.
there's no in between. There's no build up. I'm just. So he puts his hands on me. So I turn around, obviously wilding. Then my friends are wilding on him. Security comes. I got security. They come and they're telling him like, if you do that again, you're kicked out. Then it was just a mess. Honestly, it was just a mess. So I was in a bad mood. A friend of mine had to take me backstage, give me water so I can calm down. And then Burna Boy came on. People were jumping over like the barrier to backstage.
Oh Jesus.
It was so chaotic, and I'm like, nope, I'm not doing day 2. Sorry. I did want to do day 2 because I want to see Western. I want to see like a lot of the UK artists that were coming out. I want to see them. And after I wake up and they're like, how they were like, no, it's not happening here today.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I'm going back to bed. But it could have potentially been like
They both had potential.
potential.
To be great.
And Toronto needs that. Toronto
I think
definitely
they should have
needed
been
that.
like, we're gonna put. I think I said this before, where there's a point when you're planning where you're like,
When
this
you
isn't
know.
happening
Right.
the
Trust
way
me.
it should.
Trust
Yeah.
me.
And they should have just been like, let's just postpone it until
Right.
next
Figure it
year
out.
or whatever.
Because
But
100% they knew beforehand when stuff were going right logistically. Because even with us, we're like, okay, this can't happen. We have to cut this. We have to do this. Okay, let's announce this. Because we want to be as transparent as possible, right? So they knew this could potentially happen,
Right.
right?
they knew it was going to.
They
happen.
know it was going to happen. But they literally took the show must go on, literally. Like, they were like, this show must happen.
They took it literally.
But I think they gave refunds for the second day. So if they went to the second day, they got the refunds. Burna
you
Boy,
have to.
Burna Boy gave an amazing show. So all my worries were gone after he performed. He was phenomenal. Like, listen, Afrobeats artists, they come here and they do their job. Wizkid,
Davido was good.
Burna Boy, I call him Destiny's Child. So like of Afrobeats, amazing job. So I forgot all about the anger, but I was like, logistically, this is not gonna pattern out. Like, they cannot do another day of this.
Yeah.
But I really hope something like, I hope they can reconvene and get the trust back and do something next year, because that kind of festival is needed in the city. We need like a certain level.
I don't
like,
know where they're gonna do it though. Because I heard Kaboom Fest had to cancel.
they had to cancel because of
What
Kingston
happened?
Fest. Because
Was it at Downsview Park as well?
Downsview was like, absolutely not, no more blacks.
I don't
No
know
more
if that's
blacks.
true, so I'm gonna say allegedly. but
Allegedly,
what I
that's
heard.
why. But they're like, no, we're not doing another day 2 of this. But I feel like Kaboom Fest.
I
would've
don't
been
blame them
patterned.
though, because I mean, look how bad that shit ended.
But it gets associated with the rest of like the culture.
Unfortunately.
And
Like,
and
that's-
that weekend is what catapulted the stress,
The chaos.
the chaos towards us.
it's so good that you guys did do great. Because oh man, imagine it was 3
We're
for
not
3.
new to this. We're true to this, baby.
Of course.
Like we knew it was gonna be a good show. Unfortunately, when Jasmine did have to pull out, it was horrible. But we knew we were still gonna give a good show, regardless, and we did. So
Well, giving y'all flowers regardless. Wishing you guys more success. Since you're on the pod, you're now Relentless family. So if you ever need anything,
I told you I have a
you have my
residency
number.
here.
You basically have a residency.
I have a membership card.
People were even asking me like, "Yo, like, are you yo, what's gonna happen? Like, are you nervous about the show because of everything?" Da da da. And I'm like, bro, like, I'm not nervous about anything. The way I was looking at it, in my view, I was like, yo, a lot of things and a lot of festivals and stuff have been going wrong. So I'm gonna
Everywhere.
make sure that this is lit, so no one can say
Learn from
anything
others'
about
mistakes,
anything.
right?
Like,
Everyone's saying Toronto curse, but every festival this year, we also have to remember we're coming straight off of COVID, so everyone's
Yeah.
a little dusty, you
First
know?
year out.
Yeah.
First year out of jail, bro.
But like wireless,
oh yeah, half of
everyone
their-
dropped out of
half
wireless. Like
And people are saying, "Oh, like this doesn't happen at festivals."
It
Have you
does.
been to a festival?
people just
Burna
be
Boy
talking, they don't
sent
know
a
nothing about
tweet-
nothing,
a tweet
bro.
Yeah.
out
Burna Boy only tweeted
saying, "I'm not coming."
XOXO.
People don't know. People don't know nothing about nothing. Saying you scam because this person's not showing up, bro. Rolling Loud is like the biggest festival in the States. Kanye was supposed to headline.
Dropped out.
Kanye
He
dropped
dropped out
out.
and still performed.
And then Kid Cudi replaced him, and then
Kanye
Kanye
still
came out
with
on
Future,
Lil
right?
That was some
Durk's
gangsta
on Lil
shit.
Durk's set.
Was it Future set?
Yeah, Lil Durk.
Oh, Lil Durk.
Even
Kanye came out on
Coachella,
Lil Durk's
Kanye
set.
dropped out of Coachella. That's a
They replaced
well
him.
known
Yes,
festival.
I know people aren't running
Weeknd.
screaming at Rolling Loud about like I don't know.
Well,
bro.
Rolling Loud made a little bit of a shady tweet when I guess they were hearing about
Yeah.
the Toronto mess, and they were
Yeah.
like, "Oh, like
Did
don't
see
worry,
that.
Toronto, we got you." So I said, "Come, brother, if you got us, come strong, eh?"
That's
Because
wild.
they too.
Listen,
That's wild. And
They
one
do
last
line up.
and one last thing I will say about that, like regarding the whole manifesto thing, is if you rock with me or you claim that you support me or anything are attached to me positively in any type of way, and you were taking part in like bashing or throwing shade or talking crazy
Co-signing
about
that.
Manifesto or talking crazy about something that had my name attached to it, even
Thank
though
you.
I don't work for them, you're being an L-mans, you know?
Bro, do you know? I literally
That's-
said the
that's all I'm
same
saying.
thing. I'm like, yo, if you rock, like, I obviously cannot say what I want to say online because I have to censor myself. Because at the end of the day, you know, like
This is your brand,
It's
this is
my
your
brand.
job.
This is my job, right? Even though I am PR, but HR, everyone.
not HR.
Basically HR. Complaints? Yes. Okay, we'll get back to you shortly. Obviously I don't want to tarnish the brand or whatever. And but if you rock with me and you are bashing something that you know I'm putting on, I seen it and we're not friends no more. Don't crack to me. Simple.
Yeah.
I take note of everyone that was saying something, right? Some people may not know, but I know there's people that knew.
Bro, the thing is, like, even with me, like, that was the most we've spoken in like a long time. I'm like, bro, I'm like, I want to make sure she's genuinely okay because I know you take things personally.
I do.
So we were talking like almost every day. I'm like, yo, you like, are you good? Do you need anything? Like, I'm seeing people talk online, and I know, you know, this is your job and you work hard. So, you know, if
No,
you need
big up
anything, let
you.
me know. Whatever. Bitch, just so you know, people talking like this. You good? Y'all straight? Do I need to make a tweet? Do I need to get someone to make a tweet?
No, it's
You know,
always
do I need to get someone to make a
like,
tweet?
what's
Like,
wrong with you people?
Do I need to cut someone out? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, listen.
Shout out my friends for real.
Yeah.
Y'all. If it wasn't for you guys, I actually don't know what I was
Because
doing.
when you work hard for something,
Yeah,
Yeah.
just give me a hug. I'm like,
yeah, because like
Go
even
on.
when you work hard for something, even if it's not yours personally, it's shitty to see someone like come at it with like some like crazy type of energy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, nigga, you even know what the fuck we're doing. So like, what the fuck you coming with? Whatever. Regardless, y'all did good.
Thanks, mom.
But not thanks, mom. To get into obviously it's Relentless Diaries, so you know we gotta get into a little mess. We gotta get into little topics. You know what I'm saying? Because it's
God.
us. First thing I want to talk about is because today I had a conversation with someone and we were talking about, you know, just like life and like having kids and all that stuff. And they were in a situation where like, you know, they are not in the place to have kids, like they want to have kids and stuff like that. And I was thinking like, okay, if someone is heeing and hawing about having kids, my automatic assumption would to be don't do it, right? Because I think, which my question is, do you think having kids is a selfless act or a selfish act, right? To me personally, I feel like if you are not in the position for you yourself that you know you can provide for a kid, it is extremely selfish to have a kid. Or at least to not do the due diligence to maybe not have a kid. 'Cause at the end of the day, you're bringing life into this world, right? I'm on the side of, if I ever have a kid, I owe everything to my kid to provide for them for the rest of their lives. I want to make sure they're clear of family trauma. I want to make sure that they have no PTSD. I can't speak. PTSD. I want to make sure I'm in a space where I will never push my trauma on them. You know what I'm saying? So I want to be mentally aware of myself to be the best parent, to make sure that I literally am in debt to you forever, right? A lot of people have kids because, oh my God, I'm 30 and I want to have a kid and my time's running out. So I need to have a kid right now, but I don't have a job, or I don't, you know what I'm saying? And they're having their kid, but then, you know, the family trauma gets passed on. And then you expect your kid to give back to you because I had you, right? To me, that's an extremely selfish thing to do. But I don't know if I'm crazy. To me, it's like I would never want to have a kid just to have a kid if I'm not mentally, not even financially, not mentally right, right?
Because rich people have kids and their kids
exactly
end up.
But if I'm not mentally right to give a kid the amount of love and support and protect them from everything, not until they're 18, for the rest of their lives, as long as I'm living, I think it's extremely selfish to have a kid just because you want to have a kid. Just because, I need to have a kid because I'm 37 or I'm 39 and my time's running out or whatever. So I'm gonna just fuck this nigga raw. Why?
Oh my god!
But apparently, there's a lot of
people do that though. People do that.
I was talking to a lot of men, and they were like, "Yo, a lot of women are like, listen, I'm 39, come in me."
That's a wild
This is why you wear condoms.
I don't know if they're saying that verbatim, but it's like, you know, like, I'm 39, I want to have a kid, you don't have to be involved, but I want your sperm. I think that's not really how life works, at least for me. But I want to hear more perspective because I don't
podcast.
know.
I don't know if we really do. If you listen to the show, there has been some debates about that. But I agree. I think that having a kid, technically, it is selfish. Like,
right?
You are choosing to do that. Well, I'm talking about, like, if you're willingly having a kid.
Right.
I think you're choosing to do that. So I do think that you owe that kid everything. Like, I never understood how your parents are trying to put stress and responsibility on you. What it's like, yo, I didn't ask to be here,
that's
bro.
My
like,
all the time.
You did that. And there's certain things where it's like, you know, certain topics of, like, even, I think we've talked about it once, maybe a long, long time ago, like making your kids pay rent and stuff like that, where it's like, I personally don't agree with that.
Your mom made you pay rent?
Listen,
I personally don't agree with that because
I moved out. I was like, what's the point?
I agree. I don't blame you.
And I seen a TikTok about that today where it's like, me talking to my mom after her telling me I have to pay $200 for rent, so I moved out to pay way more for rent.
My mom said,
but it's like about the principle of it though. I'm like, yo, why are you paying for that? Yeah, what am I paying? Why am I paying to live in the house that I grew up in my whole life? And then on top of that, when you're paying for rent, it's not like you're a tenant now. It's like you're still under, you're still a kid, but you're just paying rent. You still have to listen to the rules, do everything they say. Like, so there's no incentive. But yeah, I really think that
I know there's
people
some
shouldn't just be
parents
having
that
kids.
like save the money that you're paying so that when you leave, my mom didn't do that, but I know there's some parents. So I might do that where I'm just like, you know, so
yeah, because you have to live responsibility in some way.
Well,
Right?
I get it if it's something like that and that's like openly transparent, where it's like you tell your kid, yo, this is what's gonna happen.
I think it's better when you don't, because then when they're leaving, you're like, and here's your present, and you're like, wow, thanks.
Thanks, mom.
What if they try to leave too quick?
Yeah,
Like, hold on. You don't know my plan.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't
You're
know
like,
how to do that $200 a month. Damn.
because realistically, for me, and I feel like my mom knew. If my mom was telling me, "Yo, you have to pay rent," I'm like, "Bro, I'm gone. Like, I'm not about to do that, bro. I'm not doing that."
I did leave.
But exactly, and I just feel like kids. I don't know if it's social media or if it's the times. It's like people are forgetting that having kids and having a baby, like, that's a human. It's not a bag. It's not a dog.
Yeah.
Like, it's a human, bro.
It's a whole nother
Some people are having kids for YouTube and for Instagram,
Yeah.
like to have more content.
There was
One thing go ahead, sorry.
Just like what he was saying, there was a couple that I think adopted a child, I'm pretty sure it was a white couple and a black child, and they gave it back.
They went on Facebook to sell it.
Sell?
No.
Well, because legally they couldn't.
I'm a slave.
They couldn't
Master
incorporate
slave.
the kid as part of their YouTube channel or whatever. They couldn't record the kid, so they gave the kid back.
They were literally went on a Facebook group for like adopted like returnees. That's like a group.
Returnees. That
Fan.
is fun.
So like, does anyone want this kid? Like they didn't say
Returnees.
that.
There's a whole section of return to orphans. That's
yeah.
fucked
They
up.
didn't say, oh, does anyone want this kid? They're like, oh, like our family can't really like deal with their responsibility. This kid is like great at like they're putting out their stats like they're auditioning for freaking NBA, bro. Like,
Fuck.
like it's so sad because people just like they're doing like. They're just adopting kids for the bands, having kids for the bands. They don't actually want children.
Right.
It's like getting a puppy. Like the mentality they approach that with is why there's a returnee section. That's
One thing I've said when I speak to like my guy friends who were like, oh, you know, like if I have a kid, blah, blah, I'm like, listen, one thing I will say is, and I will believe this and I will always believe it, having a kid with someone is a bigger commitment than getting married to someone.
100%.
Yeah.
Because
100%.
you can, and people are like, that's not true. And I'm like, it is absolutely true because
That's a kid.
I don't want to ever get divorced. But if I do get divorced,
Now we
you
have a
know,
kid.
we go through the law, the courts, blah, blah, we split our assets, I'm gone. Boom, you don't have to see me ever again, respectfully. But if we have a kid,
That's for life.
I have to see you at every birthday, every teacher parent conference, every single game, every single recital, every single weekend. You see them, I see them, you pick up, I pick up. That is a commitment. You're committing to one, having that child, and two, having half of that child be that person.
Exactly. So do you
What are
want to
your-
expand on why? Oh no, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, what are your thoughts around like men that are like, I don't want this baby?
Then I don't want it, baby.
So yes. So piggybacking off of that, you had a controversial tweet, like she always does, when you were talking about like women like
Choosing their baby
you
fathers.
literally pick your baby dad, and people were getting
People
at
were
you.
very
Abortion is
you got people
free.
I'm a pro-choice babe.
Abortion is free in this country, Sha.
Trigger wording.
Yes.
But I had to say that because, you know, people get...
Yeah.
people get triggered by the word.
Yeah.
So, fuck them kids.
Not fuck them kids. No, not fuck them kids. But my thing is
someone had to
like,
say it.
and like I said, there are like I said, I've spoken about this on previous episodes. There are situations where, of course, you don't know, things work out, things go left. You know what I'm saying? But there are plenty of situations where you see those red flags from the get, and you know you do it,
Bro, the
or you
man
continue
is
to have
telling
it.
you go abort that. I don't want that. If you have it, I'm gonna. Bro, I've seen some
I feel like
situations.
if they're giving you that disclaimer, like I am not gonna be present, I feel like you then
Bro,
have to
believe
accept
him.
that as-
Like Insecure. Lauren said, bro, I don't want this youth. On the show, Lauren
fix it.
said, listen, Condoleezza Rice, man, I want the youth, yo. And Condoleezza Rice still had the youth, bro.
I lie.
And look at the mash up from the beginning. So to me, it's like if a man says, yo, I don't want this, it's either I'm going to be completely, I don't even want to be like, I don't want to have a conversation with my kid like, yo, your dad, you know what I'm saying? Like your dad did not want you. I don't want to have a conversation like, oh, well, where's my dad?
Exactly.
I don't even want to put that on
traumatizing
someone.
your
You know what I'm
child.
saying? Like, and yes, some people can grow out of it and rate it, but I would never want to put a condition like, yeah, you know,
Your dad didn't
your dad's
want you,
not
that still
around.
brought you here.
And I know a lot of people who have kids and their dad dipped long time. They've never seen the man since. Fuck are you talking about? You want my body to go left because you don't want to be here? NASA.
Yeah, because some people do have babies thinking it's gonna keep a man, and that
It will never.
will
It
never.
Nah, whole man again.
will never.
Stiff titty now, whole
That
man
perspective
again.
of like, this is gonna be the thing that fixes our relationship
Yeah.
is
No.
That's
very
crazy
problematic.
because kids literally make or break every relationship.
Yep.
Like friendships, romantic, everything. Because I know, I know people who have kids are like, yeah, I have no friends anymore because I have a kid, right? So you're telling me that that will not shift the dynamic of your romantic relationship, and there are cases where they'll be jealous, like, oh, their attention's not on me anymore. Like their attention's on this kid. Like it was, I see that episode where Kanye was mad that Kim couldn't get the Band-Aid.
The
or
Band-Aid
something.
for, yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
he's like is giving like kind of like you're jealous that the attention's not on them no more, but like it happens. Like, you know, the kid is your new life. Like that is my priority at the time. So I don't think having kids is inherently selfish, and I changed my opinion on this like a while back. I don't think it's inherently selfish because the person is not doing it out of a selfish place consciously, because we're taught kids are fulfilling in life, and people just want kids. It's happening,
But you want to fulfill yourself.
Yes, and
You are choosing to
you're
bring
filling
life
a void.
because
How's
you
that not
want to
so?
be
so
a parent,
inherently
right?
it
So
can be
is
seen
it
as selfish.
it's all 'cause
Inherently,
it's you.
Inherently,
it's
okay,
all
yeah.
you.
Right.
But understand if you're doing that, make sure you're the most amazing mentally. Like if the dad decides to leave, you are there for that kid. You have everything planned out. Like a friend of mine just had a baby, and she sees the state of, she had it in America. She sees the state of America. She's like, me and my baby are getting the hell out of here, father or not. She's like, I do not want to raise my kid in a country where I'm worried about him getting shot at school every day. Right? She's like, this is she is an amazing mother, and she's like, I'm going to therapy. I'm working on myself. I don't want to take out my trauma on my kid. She's like, it's so hard. But she's like, I'm making sure I am I don't want my kid to ever know I'm going through stress. My mom kind of did that when I was a kid, so I didn't even know half the wahala that was going on in my household, because my mom never showed me that. Maybe like when I was like a teenager and I can understand, she kind of traumatized me. But when I was
sprinkled some trauma.
Sprinkle, because I'm an only child. She had nobody else to talk to.
Yeah.
So but growing up, I would say I can't say anything bad about my childhood, because my mom hid that from me, and I always commend her for that, because I thought my parents were cool. I thought they were besties, fam. Like my dad was there all the time. My mom was chilling. They were having a good, jolly good time. But then when I got older, I realized like, oh,
These niggas hate each other.
These niggas don't like each other. My dad.
Yeah.
But the fact that my mom even tried to do that despite the circumstances speaks words to like, she knew that, I brought this child into this world, fam. Like I need to make sure she's not without anything.
Yeah.
We were living in the hood, and I was going to karate classes. Like, and my mom shipped me off to Jamaica, and I was still taking French classes and stuff, going to the best private school while I lived in like the hood in Jamaica, and that's like a real hood.
Yeah.
Right. So I will always say commend her for those little things, right? But kids are inherently selfish. But if you're gonna bring them to this world, don't traumatize them. That's all you can do. Like,
and I don't think people
But
really.
isn't it
I don't
like
think
circle
people.
of life. How's it selfish?
Right.
You're supposed to reproduce.
You're not. Are you supposed
Okay,
to?
you have the option to
Technically,
reproduce.
like
Or else there'll
I
be
get
no more
what
humans.
I get what Tanisha's
is
saying.
that a bad thing?
But I think it's just that's
Ozone
why I
layer.
was saying it depends on
It depends.
how you go about
Yeah.
having a kid.
Right.
Because if you technically, like, you can have a kid for a selfish reason and still be an amazing parent.
Yeah.
My mom literally told me, yo, I had you because I was lonely.
I love you, my son.
Right.
Yeah, but my
But
mom.
I never said selfish was wrong.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
it's not
selfish is
bad,
not necessarily
selfish.
wrong.
I never
Like
said, but it's
inherently
to
having
me, I
kids
think
can
it's
be
a selfish
selfish.
act.
Yeah. Inherently.
Especially back in the day, people were just having kids so you
that's
could
what they
have
had to
more
do.
people to work on
Yeah.
the farm.
Right.
Like, that's it.
Yeah, but to me, it's like, yeah.
What about you,
Go
sir?
ahead.
Did you grow up on a farm?
No, I didn't grow up on a farm.
He was in the house.
Yeah.
He was in the
He
house.
was in the house.
He was
He wasn't
light-skinned.
on the
Oh
farm.
my gosh.
We would have been on the farm.
He was cooking it in the kitchen. We was.
We would have been on the farm.
Chris is gonna blow this whole.
Sorry, kid. Go ahead, Chris.
I ain't got shit to say.
No, go
Niggas
ahead.
were not in the house. What was the question? I don't know what the fuck you're
I asked if
asking.
you grew up on a farm, and so he's like, of course not. He was in the house.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's inherently, but like I think what you said, the way you worded it, the way you go about it, but being that kid, I think is a weird situation because it's like, okay, if they had you because they needed to have you and they needed more people at the farm, regardless if that's morally okay or not, that kid's gonna have resentment, you know? If you make that kid pay rent because you need to, either way,
They're gonna
somewhere down the line that's gonna come back, and you got to deal with that, and that's what they make therapy for, or whatever.
Right.
But
I
was not in the house.
Yeah, I think people don't realize how easy it is to pass on trauma.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you're not conscious of it.
Right. It's the smallest statement. It's the littlest argument. It's the things that you might. And my thing is like one thing I make because I have a lot of younger cousins, so one thing I'm very like serious about is being very open with them, right? Because I know how it feels sometimes to maybe not be able to tell your mom something. You know what I'm saying? So I always make sure I'm like, listen, like, I am here for you. You can tell me whatever the fuck you need to tell me, right? You guys are 10 years younger than me, 12, 30. I don't care. You need something, whatever. You did something, tell me. all the
At
time.
least have that support system.
You have an issue with your parents, tell me. I don't need to go back to them, but if you need an outlet, let me know. You don't like playing this sport, let me know. You're not doing well in school, tell me. Because my cousins were that same way with me, right? So I want to make sure for them, I'm that same outlet that you have. I need you to look me in the eyes and tell me if you don't like what you're doing, or, you know, something's wrong, or you heard a comment that an adult, because there's certain times when you're a kid, you hear shit that adults say, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, wait, what? Like that's weird.
Like the Santa isn't real kind of concept.
Yeah, but like times 10. So like if you hear shit that you don't like, let me know. I can explain it to you the best way I can, because I know what it's like being that kid and hearing shit or witnessing shit, and you have no one to go to about it.
Facts.
Yep.
You know what that conversation sounds like when you're an adult, though, is I tried my best.
I tried my best.
Yo,
Right. Yeah.
that's
I did
gotta
better
be
than
my
my
new
parents
number
did.
one.
Yeah.
Don't say that shit to me
Yeah.
ever. Like,
Do you know how much
so
parents
triggering,
out
like-
there don't even feed
Yeah,
their kids?
compared.
Yeah.
But that makes you resent, oh, you paid for my basketball, so you can tell me this now, you know?
Exactly.
I wish you
Right.
didn't pay for my babasketball then, you know? Like,
Word.
that
You're
resentment
so
that gets...
ungrateful. Oh, I brought you into this world, girl. Who told you to do that?
Who told you?
Do it. Bro, like there's
You
been
black
instances.
shit.
There's been instances where I'm like, I feel like you guys should not have had children. Like you guys were not equipped for this shit.
You did not have the facilities for this.
You didn't have the
y'all did not have
facilities
the
for big man. You did not have the
Yeah.
facilities for this big
That's
man.
what I feel.
Do you ever
Oh.
think back
should've
now
thought
that
this
you're an
through.
adult, like on certain situations, and you're like, wait a minute, hold on? Because like for me, I remember when I
normal.
was younger, and Jamaican parents, well, Caribbean parents in general are just very dismissive about certain things that people do, like especially when it comes to like sports or stuff like that. Like they don't really see the need for it.
Yeah.
So when I was like really, really young, I remember, and I wanted to like join a basketball league, and it was like $300, right? Or when I wanted to join the gym. And now that I look back on it, and I'm not talking money aside, because sometimes people genuinely don't have the money.
it, yeah.
But when it's a situation, and I look back on it, and I'm like, yo, a gym membership is $35 a month. You're trying to tell me that you didn't have the $35 a month? And that's cap, because I see you buying all this shit. Bro, you had that $35 a month for me to go to the gym.
And they don't
the
think it's like
whole
a
year
thing.
of basketball is $3 You're telling me you didn't have you couldn't scrape the $3
when you
for
know
me to
that
go
they did.
play the sport?
Yeah.
And it's like I know you may have not been splashing cash, but if you wanted me to do that, you would have
would've had
found a
it.
way for me to do
Yeah.
that. So sometimes I'm like,
And that's what my mom, like, I'm glad she did.
My parents spoiled me.
Yeah, like because I was my mom's only child, right? My dad's Jamaican, so obviously I'm not the only child on his side, but I'm my mom's only child. My dad has I have like 6 siblings. I love him to
But
death.
not because he's Jamaican.
That's very
That's
much.
his own choice.
Name one Jamaican man that has only one child, right now. Your father.
My
Your
dad.
father. Big up your dad.
What if
My
he
dad
has-
only had
he
my
has
sister and I
multiple- Yeah,
with my mom.
with the same woman. What's wrong with Listen,
You guys are the first. This is the
But
first
if
time
we
I've
go
ever
into
heard
the
this.
older generation,
Yeah.
like my
Yeah.
grandpa and them and him brothers,
but that's everyone. That's every culture. So don't.
No, it's
please.
Jamaicans.
I love Jamaicans.
I do too.
I love
grew up
Jamaicans
in
too.
Jamaica is my home. Like I grew up in Jamaica. Jamaica
them
is home.
forgive bun.
They give bun. They give bun. They give bun. Listen, when you grow up back home, bun is like cheating is normal. Like
That's with
You
every
will
culture.
but
It's
I
just
can't
because
speak
you're
on other
around
cultures.
Exactly. So that's what you can't say.
I can't speak on other cultures because people flog me to death.
Yes,
But
Tanisha, are you Jamaican?
yeah.
I am.
Period. Period.
But anyways, from my experience as a Jamaican, I've never met a Jamaican man with one child all the time. And if they have one child, it's pitney. They don't know about that door.
No, I definitely-
23andMe is an up, but that's all I'll say about that.
Oh, jeez.
Anyway.
I definitely know Jamaican men who have. Actually, my dad was born in London. I don't know if that counts, but I
I
definitely
think first gen dads are different than like grown
Yard dads.
yardie men.
maybe.
But it's just a culture. If people want to talk about it, go back to slavery and rah. But like we won't get into that why that is. But anyways, so I'm my mom's only child, so she wanted to make sure she had my mom never beat me, right? So because she's like, I didn't like when my mom beat me. Sure, she messed up in a lot of other areas, but even today, I've had like one relationship my entire life.
Right.
My parents have never. My mom has never pressured me to find a husband, to get married, because my grandma never did that. Rest her soul. She never did that. My grandma would leave a man. Listen, her man didn't like me. They got married like maybe 2 months ago. 2 months. Let's say when I moved to Jamaica, her husband didn't like me at the time. They got married 2 months prior. did she not divorce him after he said he doesn't want me in the house?
Oh.
So those are the kind of women I was around. So that's why relationships and marriage and kids have never that's never been like top priority on my list, because my mom never kind of like pushed that on me, and she knew as an only child, like that dynamic doesn't make sense to me.
Right.
Because I've never been around kids. I've never been around big families. It's just me, my mom, and my dad in Canada. So my mom did right in a lot of places that she saw she didn't like her parents doing. But she also went super left field over to the Gardner Express and in other ways. But the ways that I could see, the ways that she did try not to be like, you know, the typical Jamaican parent. But there's a lot of other ways that she continued that cycle. And if I do decide one day to have children, I'm so like aware of these things. I'm like, no, I'm not passing it on to my child. So if I do have kids, I need to be in therapy every week, every day, every 5 seconds, because kids are not easy. Like I see my friends, I'm like, how are you doing that?
Yeah.
They need you all the time.
It's crazy.
Right?
That's what I think about. Like, yo, when you have a kid, from this moment that you have a kid,
Your life is
all
Your social
day,
life.
every
your life is like
day,
different.
You are taking care of the
Okay,
human.
it's not that bad. It's bad, but it's not like, oh, you're a
You
slave.
can't just get up
Like-
and go.
You have to think
No, you're
about
right. You
every
can't just-
decision you
I'm
make
like,
has to have this
have your kids.
person
Yes,
in mind.
that is true.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's crazy.
insane.
But you're
why you
making it
can't
seem like
compare
you're
them to
like
dogs.
handcuffed to the youth.
Because I leave my dogs at home all the time by themselves.
Well, Tisha, your dogs
Really?
are inside
For
dogs.
how long?
They are inside dogs.
They're not
You've
inside.
trained
There's
your
no
dogs to be
inside
okay by
dogs.
themselves.
Exactly.
What do you mean? How long are they inside for?
They don't go outside.
What do you mean they
Also,
don't go?
that
They
doesn't
go on the
make
patio
sense.
and they come back inside. That's about it.
What patio?
That's
At
self-sustaining.
her house.
Holy.
Wait, they don't like you don't take
She
them
made
for
her
walks?
dogs inside dogs.
They're small dogs. My house is big enough for them to run around and have fun.
That I've
You
never.
have multiple too?
She has
Yeah,
like 3.
I have 3 dogs.
3! And they don't go see
And
outside?
they have 2 puppies. So if anyone's looking for a puppy,
Oh my god, they got pregnant again.
I told you. Remember, we made the appointment to fix her, and then she.
And
got
you
pregnant.
never got. And she got pregnant again. So you
Oh,
have 5.
Jesus.
2. One is sold already. There's one that's still for sale.
What kind of dogs are these?
Chihuahuas? Long hair Chihuahuas. They're
ma'am.
cute. No,
No, they're really
not
well
bad.
tempered. They're really well tempered.
I have a dog
Your
and he
dogs
is
match
dog's so
your
cute.
personality. I'm chill, so my dogs are chill.
Yeah, they never. Well, Nani's kind of.
Nine doesn't like people.
She hates everyone.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
no.
Why do people start looking like their dogs?
I do not look like my dog,
Yo,
so don't
people-
even go there.
Let me see your. There's your
I have a
phone.
chocolate lab.
My dog doesn't look like me.
I look
either.
People
nothing
say
like
that
my
I always
dog.
look like my dog because technically a chocolate lab is a vanilla lab and a
have a
black
dog?
lab. Yeah, you did this. You saw my mom walk out with a dog. You have
did.
a dog?
I did this before.
And I guess a chocolate lab is the biracial dog.
Oh, God.
That
Yeah,
has
I
a
was
light.
like-
Wouldn't that be a Dalmatian?
you can't really see.
Well, I guess because it's spots, but to make a chocolate lab, you do need one like a vanilla dog
you
and a
got so
black
many
dog
damn
to make
apps.
it.
How
So
do-
people
how
are
do I
like,
see
oh,
this?
you look like your dog.
Tisha
you
doesn't
know?
know how to use an
Organized
iPhone.
mess.
Okay, no, this is crazy. I can't see the dog's face.
Here,
There's
put
so
it on
many
close
apps.
screen.
Hold on, let me close it. How do you close this?
They are currently looking on someone's phone to look at the dog.
Yeah, sorry, I'm
Does
looking
this look
at
like Tanisha?
Tanisha's dog.
No.
No, it looks nothing like. Come on.
Exactly.
But yeah, honestly, I just think,
You know,
I don't know,
if you
kids-
have kids, go to therapy.
yeah, and even like me, like my mom was a single mom for like 90% of my life. So
But your situation is very unique. Like,
yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think when my parents like were together, like when my dad was alive, it was very like loving family Cosby show type shit, right? And then obviously shit went left. Obviously my dad not left, but changed after my dad passed. But I felt like they definitely fit well with each other. And even though like a single parent's hard, especially when you lose
Yeah, it
someone
wasn't a
so
consistent thing.
suddenly. Obviously my mom had trauma that obviously
grieve.
trickled down to me and my sister, right? That's just how unfortunately life, the cards didn't dealt us. But she did do a very good job of like having us unpack these things as we got older, which I 100% commend her for. But there's definitely a lot of hurdles,
It's crazy the butterfly effect that everything has on kids. Because even me personally, I grew up with a single mom for a majority of my life as well. And now that I'm older, looking back on it, I really think like me and like how everyone knows me is just, never being in a relationship, like never really with girls and stuff. I do think that has to do with like me never seeing like my mom in a loving relationship, never seeing a man loving a woman, never seeing what a healthy relationship looks like. So it's like, it's not really something that was in my mind to look after. It's crazy. But then also on the other perspective, I've heard some people say that you should cut your parents some slack because at the end of the day, your parents were just two people that just ended up having kids. And a lot of people don't look at their parents as people. Like we just look at them as your parents. So when you think about it, and it's like your dad was just a guy and your mom was just a girl, and they just ended up having you.
And they pined.
I haven't heard that word in years.
You're bringing that back. Yeah. I like it. I'm here for it, though.
Pine.
No, let's bring back pines. Let's bring back Tio.
Let's not say we did.
Yeah, literally, please, let's not say we did.
No, but like honestly, when I see like some of my friends, they have kids, and I think my friends having kids is what made me see my parents as people. Because I'm like, what the fuck you are doing having kids? Then I'm like, what the fuck are my parents doing having kids? Right? So I think that humanized my parents more for me because we see them as our superheroes from our young. But you know what? Honestly, but I feel like with our generation, we've learned, we've seen the stuff we unlearned. We have so much access to way too much information. So I feel like if you're a shitty parent in this generation, you're just a bad person. Like you're generally choosing to be a bad parent.
I'm crying.
Like you're literally choosing to be an asshole. There's so many resources. There's Facebook groups for moms. There's Facebook groups.
YouTube.
Bro, there's
tutorials.
YouTube tutorials. How to be a good bro. There is even like people have like mental illnesses. There's like I've seen Facebook groups for moms with schizophrenia. I've seen Facebook groups for moms who have bipolar disorder, borderline disorder. Like there are so many resources that our parents never had because a lot of our parents are mentally ill, but they never dealt with it. Yeah. So if you're like a shit parent, I'm like, yo, you're actively choosing to be, bro. Like, I'm sorry, you have no excuse. That's like when people have like misinformation. I'm like, you're actively choosing to be an idiot.
You're being obtuse.
Yeah. You're being obtuse. Like you genuinely
being a bad parent's being obtuse.
Like we have the internet, bro. We don't have to flip through an encyclopedia to see the definition of like what a mother is.
Yeah. With my parents, like my mom came from like an Anglican like household, so like Anglicans more like I call it like the diluted Christian. Like we're not like too into it, but you know we're little into it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like super pressure, but like it's pressure. I don't know. I just feel like I've always raised like like we go to church sometimes, barely. We believe in God. Obviously we pray. We celebrate Christmas, Easter, all that stuff. We do bun and cheese and we fast for whatever, right? But then, like, my dad's side of the family, they're, like, 7-day Adventists, which is, like, super concentrated. Yeah, super concentrated Christian, right? So it's funny because, like, my dad broke that cycle where he was like, my kids are going to celebrate Halloween. They're going to dress up. They're going to go trick-or-treating.
You didn't have to go to Hallelujah night for church?
No.
Yo, like, I had to go to that.
He was like the one who was like, no, like, you know, they'll do what they want. You know what I'm saying?
They'll choose
like
when they're older.
They'll choose when they're older what they want to do. I was baptized in an Anglican church, so technically my mom's religion. But yeah, he was more like, because like if you're Sunday events, like you don't do like Halloween, you don't do no.
Do your birthday.
You don't even do
my
really
mom
your
is
birthday.
Jehovah's Witness.
I saved myself.
You don't do no type of like serious. They're on a serious thing, like church on Saturdays from sunrise to sundown, and that's how a lot of my cousins were on my dad's side, right? But like, so when I'd go like visit my dad's side of the family, when I got older, I'd have like tattoos, I'd wear makeup, I had visible piercings, and they were like, "What? Nadine?
Yeah.
You don't look like that." You know what I'm saying? But obviously, my mom was like, yeah, because they're grown and she's 13 and she has her ears pierced. Who the fuck cares? Like, you know what I'm saying? As I got older, more piercings started to happen, more tattoos started to happen. And it was more like, they kind of just looked at like, okay, well, you know, like her mom lets them do whatever. But like, is like religion like a deal breaker when it comes to like that stuff? Like, would you marry someone who's like super religious? Like, I don't want my kids to be this, and that.
I can't. That's a deal breaker for me, 100%. Not like all cards on the table. Like, if I don't mind someone being with their faith, but I need you to be kind of like with your mom, like your family. I will never deny someone their faith because I'm very accepting in that. I'm not saying I follow any faith myself. I'm just vibes, but I'm literally just vibes, and I'm spiritual, I guess. But if you're super strict to the point where because I'm not your religion, you can't take me home. You're not even in my,
or like you have to
radar.
convert.
You're not even my radar because once I find that out, I'm like, okay, I'm not trying to do like some Netflix Lifetime movie thing. Like, oh, we're sneaking
Run away
behind,
together,
we're sneaking
yeah.
behind the door to
man.
to kiss because you're no, no, ma'am.
Struggle love.
We're not doing that. I don't have the
Yeah.
capacity for that. I don't have the capacity.
Yeah.
And it is it's a deal breaker for me, honestly. Like straightforward.
Yeah.
Yeah, what she said.
You
That
can
shit
be
can-
religious, but
Yeah, you can be religious.
I
That's
don't
the
want you
thing.
to impose it onto
Yeah.
me or our offspring.
I also
Yes.
feel like it's a difference. I think like I've heard women say that too, where they're like, if a man isn't like a seriously devout, like religious
yeah.
Christian man or something, I don't think I could. And I hear that, and I'm like, I'm
Good
not
on
that.
you.
Yeah, you know, like
Good
you
on
should
you.
seek out what you know. I don't. Yeah, it could be a
Yeah.
deal breaker for me if you're seriously religious to the point where like you feel like
You're trying to
you-
convert me.
Yeah.
or your
Yeah.
position on like very very big
could change
issues like
them.
abortion or something like is very because of religion.
Wayward, yeah.
I don't think I can get with that. No.
Yeah, for me, I think it comes with like you could be super religious, cool, but I think the thing is with a lot of people that are super religious, it also comes with like a lot of judgment against others and kind of looking down upon other people that don't follow the same things that you do, and that's the part that I don't like. Like you could go ahead, be as religious as you want, but you can't tell other people or tell me that you're not living right because you're not doing what these people are doing. Like that's the type of stuff that I
We'll
don't
never
like.
see heaven.
If you get to heaven and I am not dead, you have gone to hell.
Go to hell.
Like I could be with someone like that.
Yeah, I think religion definitely can be a deal breaker, especially like a lot of people like think because Christianity is like the white man's religion, right? That it's like, oh, it's not that. Christianity can be like
Crazy, bro.
insane.
There's so many cults.
Like,
Your cults.
yeah, it could be like insane. And the thing is, like, I don't know, like I'm weird. Like I wear a cross all the time. This is my grandma's cross, right? So I wear this cross all the time, but like I'm sort of religious, but like not religious and like believe in God, but like don't always go to church, but like pray before I eat, but like I don't really know, but I celebrate Christmas, but like I don't really know, but I talk about Jesus, but I don't really, you know what I'm saying? I've
It's
been
one
like
foot
this
in, 1 foot out.
weird, yeah, I'm literally 1 foot in, 1 foot out. But I mean, I don't know. Hallelujah.
Yeah, I don't know. It just takes time. Everyone has their own path like that. And once again, it goes back to the judgment with a lot of older people in our generation. They tell you, yo, you need to be this. Like my family is Christian, so a lot of people will be like, yo, you need to be Christian before Jesus comes and you end up going to hell and da 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 da. I think just our generation, we're more inquisitive and we have a lot of questions, and a lot of people don't have answers for the questions because they were taught to just blindly follow things, and our generation doesn't really blindly follow
Because we have
stuff.
so much information.
Yeah,
My
and
parents never forced me to
so
go to
it's-
church.
Really? My mom never forced
I
me
only
to
went
go
for
I
to
definitely
church.
had to go to
That was
church.
about
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
If
I had to
someone's
go to
getting
church.
christened,
My
that
mom
was the only
didn't.
time
My
I was
mom
in
never
My dad
forced
did
us.
though. When my dad like gave up his
I had
life
to go to church.
of sin, he became like, you know my dad, you know Dollar Don.
Yeah,
My dad, he is like pastor's like son. Like he is
I think you
pastor.
just
But it's
need,
also
like a
funny.
patience. It's a patience thing, because what I would say and what I say to even my mom or my uncles and aunts or other people, I'm like, yo, okay, let's just go with what you guys are saying, right? When did you become saved, quote unquote? And most of them, it's like mid-20s,
Yeah.
early 30s or whatever. And I'm like, okay, so if you had that time, why can't I have that
Exactly.
time? And
No,
I'm that
100%.
same
Right,
age,
right,
like.
yeah.
Or if God came before you were that age, so what? You would have just been adios too? Like, come on, bro. Like, give me a
Allow my whole
break.
face.
Like, give me a break.
Your face.
Allow it. You're saying
Yeah.
allow the whole face.
Yeah,
Give
like-
me a religion whole phase.
Like,
man.
let me develop on my own time.
Religious whole face.
Let me develop on my own
Yeah,
time.
100%.
Yeah. I had, so even with me, like this is why like I'm 1 foot in, 1 foot out of religion, because I had this aunt who was like religious to the bone, church on Saturday 7 till night, every day, only wear skirt, no makeup, everything. Sunday dinner, don't go nowhere. God is everything. God, he's my savior. I'm saved. And I was like, all right, yo, lady, okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even from a kid, I was like, yo, like,
You're
vegan
intense.
thing, not eat meat. Like, she was just hard, like, religious. And I was like, I don't like her like that, but you ain't that fun, but okay. Then one day I got older. I think I saw her for the first time in years. And the first thing she said was, oh, yeah, so I see like, oh, black men are so sexy. I said,
What?
Auntie Undine, this is you?
she's like, yeah, they're just, just so, I love black men and their sexiness. And I said, girl, what's last week with the church? And she goes, oh, I don't really do that anymore. I said, oh!
Yeah, man.
You don't do that anymore.
She
But
gonna
now
go
you
find
want to
man.
have sex and talk about black men are sexy.
She still wears skirts?
Oh, look at you. You got dick down. Now you don't know who Jesus is. Okay.
I'm crying, no.
I was so, me and my cousins were like, hold on. She just say black men are sexy?
What did she just say?
Is she talking with horniness right now?
You see
She's
how no one's
talking
saying
with the
anything,
flesh.
Zoe? What?
I was so we were all just like, and she's like, yeah, girl, how it. I said, don't girl, me and you been fucking strict down to the hell.
Nah, Stella got her group back. What do you mean?
Oh, yeah, from Jesus. I was like, yo, when did this happen? When did you decide to be like?
Not the
I know, Zoe, you're too much.
When did you decide to be this hot girl and yeah man? And I was like, girl, did you wake up to like rediscover your life? Like you said, life's too short. Give me some dick.
Give me
Like,
some long.
I was like, girl, you were literally skirt down to your ankle. Okay? Skirt down to your ankle.
Skirt.
Every day you pray on the ground, knees,
So,
hallelujah,
Does she
praise,
wear pants now?
yeah, man. She wear
Yeah,
pants
man, that
now.
could be good.
And now her dreads come down. They're not
Yeah.
up anymore. They come down.
What?
I haven't seen her in years. Besides that, I said, girl, you're different.
No, good to get some good cocky
I
on.
said,
Just
that
say.
is not how you were my entire life. So it's interesting to see about black men are just so sexy. I said, sexy.
Wow. That was wow.
Sexy girl.
Watch. If you haven't spoken to her in years, watch her find a clip on this, and it's the first reaction.
Oh, because no, it's the clip we're using. It'll be
It's the first clip she sees. Is that me she's talking about?
Yeah, all praise her. I haven't seen her. All praise her. But I remember her saying, like, girl, you were like religion to the goals. Like that, Jesus is your dog. And now you're saying you want to have sex to your nieces? God bless.
It's a character arc right there.
Huh?
It is.
You know, like
It really is.
The rise and
I wonder
fall.
what happened.
I don't know if it's a fall. I don't want to put her in that
the
situation
Penis
either.
happens.
But, like,
I
But
genuinely
how did that
How did that happen?
Yeah. Maybe, I don't know.
we talked last episode about mind-blowing sex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She must have added mind blown, gone from God.
I didn't say all that.
I'm never coming back on this podcast ever again.
Her mind blown, gone from God. She should not remember him. She did not remember him one time.
What's the next topic?
Yeah, hey, about them Blue Jays.
Our
How they
last topic
doing?
is your topic, the NBA sniper list.
I'm not involved.
I am.
See, I don't
Talk to
see,
me,
I don't
baby.
even know what's
this
going
was
on.
just banter.
I know. Hey,
how
boy,
this
that's-
came. Yeah, this wasn't
yeah,
even really
that's-
like a
We
real.
get freaking out.
This
I'm
wasn't
3
even
glasses
really
of
like
wine
a real
in
thing.
per.
We were just talking about the NBA, right? And as guys, who, if you're a guy that goes out, or if you be in certain rooms, there's certain names of people that, like, if they're coming into town, or if they hear, like, if you hear that these people are going to be somewhere, just know that the women are not going to be looking your direction that night. So I was just interested in hearing if anyone had any opinions on who they thought the NBA sniper list was.
Okay, sorry.
And
Explain the
I
list
have to
one more
talk-
time. The
I have
list.
to talk allegedly because, like I know actual
You signed the
information,
NDA, a lie?
and I can't really disclose certain things.
Okay.
But
Are we going off experience?
When
You
you
could
say
do both.
NBA sniper list, is
like
it like
the dudes in the NBA that you know when they pull up, the room is on them.
I don't know if I can answer that question.
Yeah, like this is a very.
But I know if Jason Tatum pull up, my eyes gonna be
Like
on
I said,
him.
I have no words.
What? You say for the first time you have no words?
I'm putting on my.
I know if Jason Tatum pull up, my eyes will be on
Not
him.
gonna lie, allegedly, if a certain basketball player allegedly pulls up on me, allegedly, I'm joining the list.
I'm on the list.
Allegedly.
though.
The strip clubs are very familiar with Mr. James Harden.
Oh, but we know that.
No,
Magic.
see, I'm talking
Mr.
about stuff like
Magic
that.
City.
He's a very familiar.
Lou Williams got to be up there then.
Oh yeah, Lou Williams.
We're talking about Sniper.
Lou Williams had 2 girlfriends. One light skin, one dark skin, no? Or one whatever. Light-skinned
Yeah,
brown.
he had the 2. Paul George is also known in the streets
Is he?
for like he steps out on the town for a night.
I feel like Jordan Poole has a reputation now. It's developed.
Jordan-
Cultivating
has he?
one. Yeah.
I love Jordan Poole. Don't
But I
do
think,
that.
I allow
Athletes love
him.
everyone loves Toronto because we don't have paparazzi culture, right?
that is
So
the
they
thing.
can
Yeah.
cheat on whoever the hell they want, and it's not getting outed.
Time out. I'm not gonna say cheat, but I am gonna say that definitely when celebrities come here, they walk a little looser. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't have like LA on the street. So when they're out here, they might get caught in like a random TikTok, or when I say caught, like maybe like on the street with their dogs, you know, dancing somewhere random. They might get caught in a random like situation, but they're not getting like someone's like actively preing them with a DSLR or like zoom fucking lens. Like, that's not happening.
Yeah.
See, but so when did this change? Because it wasn't always like this. Like, when did the shift come to where now, you know, there's a demographic of women that are not going to an event if it's not an elite, quote
Only
unquote, or
corner,
like a
yeah. That's
not- what do you
celebrity or
What do you mean they're not going
athlete.
to an event?
They're not. There's
You
certain
wouldn't have
girls.
gone to Lavelle
You're not
if LeBron was
seeing
there.
them.
That's
You're
what he
not
said.
seeing them at the event if an NBA player or a rapper is not there.
Yeah, but respectfully, they're probably selling box.
But just in general, okay. So when did that happen?
When
I can tell
more
you for
women started
Toronto-
selling box.
I can tell you Toronto probably
It
a
has a
shift
history,
happened
though.
for when Vince Carter was here. and
Yeah, we
he
know
brought-
that.
He brought model culture here.
Yeah,
right?
but I'm
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about
yeah.
when we started
Us, okay.
growing up. It was not always like this.
That we knew of.
But I think it's because we now are older and we have
Yeah,
access
we're in
to
the-
those
we have
spaces,
access to
even
the
right?
from, but
spaces.
even from what? Yeah, is it an access thing or
For
is
sure.
it like
It's
an access
Because
thing.
even when we started clubbing, it wasn't like this.
Oh,
but
the
now
whole-
there's 19-year-olds in these spaces.
Oh, baby, the hose
We're-
was out. Back
The
then.
19-year-olds
hose was out, but we say no.
Yeah.
We didn't know what hose looked like. We didn't know. We didn't know the.
You weren't there at 19 at all the big up events?
I
I
was.
wasn't.
I was.
I wasn't.
I wasn't.
Not like
No.
I went to concerts.
Not like how it is
not the
now.
way. Not the way it is now. But I've been to like
I
you know.
feel like they were. I feel like this happened before that.
Not for me. Not when I was that young.
Like people because now it leaks into like people that you know.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
a bunch of people that are in a bunch of these spaces.
But
That
also
it was
social
not
media,
always
right?
like that.
Instagram was not. When I was 19, Instagram was not popping
We
like
were
that.
posting like our dogs.
Yeah, we
with
post like literally
Helvetica's
selfies, no filter, selfies outside,
Yeah.
like dumb, like
The
Canada's
kids-
Wonderland, like
Yeah.
sign, 2-piece
These
sign. You know what I'm saying?
athletes have access to these 19, 20 year
Yeah,
olds
these
now.
athletes have access to these Instagram accounts that have thousands and thousands of followers or hashtags
They did
or
before.
you know location settings and all this stuff and filters and Facetune and all them things that so of course it's easier to access more women. Also, you have people in different cities whose like jobs are to round women up.
But what I don't like is now that it's like you have been invited to these parties or you have access to this. Now you move like you're too sick to come to a regular party now.
Why?
I love a regular
You tell
party.
me
Me,
the other day
I won't
you
lie.
have
No.
friends that only
Because if
Yeah, that go to
Because
like
if you
King
keep it a
Street
stack,
West.
if you keep it a stack, you know there are people, and I know a lot of people where it's like, if say it was you or say it was me, say if it was I was having a party, and just pick some random celebrity.
And Sway Lee was at EFS.
Sway Lee,
Okay,
no,
I'm
but he
definitely-
be around. No, let me
No, I'm not gonna say
let
nothing.
me like someone random, like who's a random celebrity?
Like
man?
KOC.
Tyga.
Okay, yeah. Let's say
crying.
let's say it's like this. And if you keep it a stack, if we have to be
Cabana.
honest with ourselves, if I was having a party and Tyga was having a party, but my party guaranteed everyone knew my party was gonna be booming. Like this was gonna be an amazing party. And Tyga's party was gonna be a trash party. they're
There's people
going
that will still go to
They're
Tyga.
still going to Tyga's party.
Who are you? Are you asking me or are you asking in general?
In general, like there's groups of people that are like that.
Tyga?
Okay, unless
It doesn't matter. No,
doesn't
yes,
matter.
yes, it
It
doesn't
doesn't wanna
matter.
be
They just wanna
It
be-
could
yeah.
be a prince of Dubai.
I know someone
Facts.
just
Anyone
like
who
that.
they know
I
that
was gonna
has
say, so do
one.
I.
We do.
But my thing is, okay, what I will say is,
People are choosing the trash elite party over a good regular party.
what
We
I
want
will
the
say is, and I'll
picture
get into
for
this.
Instagram.
I'll get into this
Facts.
more next episode because people think I am a groupie because I go to celebrity parties sometimes.
You quoted that. Someone's called you a
No,
group?
someone literally said
That's
like, "Yo,
fucked
she's a
up.
groupie."
Is that the Lipstick Alley?
We'll get into that next
Wow.
episode.
She's
Stay
famous.
tuned. But whatever. Point is, yeah, people are like, oh, whatever. She's a groupie because she stays at these fucking parties with these celebrities and these guys or whatever. Okay, cool, whatever. First of all, I'm not popping pussy, so go ahead. I can say that very, very boldly. I've never slept with any of these guys, right? So groupie me or not, that's not happening. But regardless, I've been to some of these events. They're not that fun.
They're not fun at all.
Everyone's on their phone.
Listen, I
They're
think
not
like
that fun.
when I first started at Manifesto, we were like, oh, how come we never get invited to these fun parties? We started getting invited to these parties. I'm like, I don't want to go to these parties ever again.
They
not suck.
A lot of these industry parties are
suck.
not that
It's
fun.
fun. The point.
Ours are fun though.
Even if they're the most
not.
private, take
Social
your
status,
phone,
that's
blah
the
blah.
point, isn't it?
Yeah,
That is
I
what
go
it
because
is.
I genuinely know people there, and I get invited. You know, I'll go and I'll respect it. I'll show
Vibes,
face
yeah.
because you know you invited me. Okay, that's cool. You literally hit my line and said, "Yo, pull up to this party." Okay, I'll come for sure.
Okay, but the
I don't-
thing is,
But you know it's gonna be
now-
shit.
But I'm not shit. It's not gonna be the vibe that I
But
want. Like
the
people are not
thing
gonna be
is-
bubbling and
Now
wilding
hold
out
on,
and
hold on,
sweating.
hold on.
regular
Hold that
party
thought
then.
right there, though. Can you genuinely say that to the rates that you go to these, to the rate that you get invited and show up to these parties that you know might or might not be good? Do you show up and go to parties that you know might not be good for just regular folk?
all the time.
It's 50-50.
Yeah.
You can genuinely say that you 50-50 go to these elite parties and go to regular parties.
Yeah, because if
that
I
you
get
know may or
invited
may
to a
not
regular
be.
party,
Nah,
I
man,
will
I haven't
go.
seen you at any of my regular parties still.
I have
party
not.
you
When
go
was the
to?
last time
I haven't seen you.
I haven't seen Zoe at a regular party.
Bro, have you never been to a Caruza? You never been to Emma
You
Prada?
literally, I've never. First of all, the first time I heard Cruz's name was when I asked you about Everyday People. I don't even know who that is.
Yeah,
I
no, well,
literally-
you listen.
And you
well,
never invite me nowhere, so don't go there.
I mean,
So
that's
shut
not
up.
necessarily true.
That is very true. You invited me to Scooters and I came
I
and
told you
that
to
was.
come. I told you to come to the New Year's party.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
The New Year's party,
Sounds
I
like a
didn't even
lover's
go
quarrel.
anywhere like elite. I literally went to Toronto Beach Club for dinner.
I'm saying I invited you to the New Year's party.
You literally
Wait,
don't invite me.
I was invited
But
to the New Year's party.
Thank you. But the point is, if you like, yo, I'm having a program Friday night, I'm going.
Okay, all right. If you say I can't say that you're not telling.
Well,
my
when
thing
you
is,
go
like-
when you go to Everyday People, you're gonna see this like
I'm
that's,
not going because I don't have a ticket. I'm on a wait list.
What is? It's like a. You have to apply for a.
You have to literally join
Because
the
it
wait list
sells
to
out
go
like
to.
this.
It sold out so quick, and I'm like, bro, I want to go. I
you
genuinely
need to go
want to go
because I seen the tweet like Toronto wasn't fun. I had so much fun this summer. I probably had the most fun I've had in a while.
I
And
had
it's
a
because
lot
I
of
go
fun
to
this
these
summer.
regular parties because I'm going to like I said, I tweeted, I was like, Caruza has been saving the city this summer. They've had such fun parties. We started doing like little fun stuff too. Like our parties are really fun, and it's because we don't care about no.
Your brunch was really fun, but
It
I
was
wish
fun.
they turned it up the entire time. I think they saw it's like, oh, it's 3:30. Let's play all the good tracks. Like, bitch, we've been
Yeah.
here for 3 hours. Like, we should have been twerking from 1 p.m.
But we kind of didn't. Well, we did want to be a
Oh,
fun
you did?
vibe.
She
wanted
wanted it to be less
like, okay.
sophisticated.
No, it was
No,
not.
it was supposed to be like
They
a
wanted
networking event.
pinkies up.
No. It was supposed to be like
The upcoming artists be able to network with like
Okay,
industry
fair.
people.
Yeah.
And
because
it's kind of hard to network when Dirty Wine is playing.
It is.
Exactly.
It is.
Yeah,
It
so
is. It is.
Ponytails
So,
slapping.
what you do? What you do? You're artist. I have a podcast.
You want to be on my podcast?
Next episode. That's great network though. Are you done?
But we've had like some lit events.
our after party was fine.
Our after party was. We were there for like.
I was drunk.
Girl, listen,
The
we
one
were
at,
at Nomad.
Yes, I
I
was
was
there.
too
It was
tired.
good.
I didn't even go. After the show, I
No,
went straight
no.
to bed.
Trey was like, I can't do
I was
this
like,
anymore.
yo, I'm going home.
He's like, I'm so tired. Do I have to do it again? I'm like, yeah.
It was so much
I'm like, he's like, do I have to go back on stage? I'm like, yeah, you have to tell people bye.
Literally, what? Yeah, I mean, like I said, I definitely like I said, going to those industry parties, you appreciate the other parties more. At least for me, I appreciate the other parties more. Like I leave something like, bro, I'm like, I would rather go to like an Everyday People, like whatever, and bubble mine, if that's what it had to come down to. I just go to industry because, if I get invited, like, it's obviously good to show face, and I obviously have a podcast that I'm trying to grow and people hear it, you know what I'm saying? So obviously it's good to go to those spaces, and I know I genuinely know people. I'm not just going there and standing in the corner. Like, I genuinely know people there, you know what I mean? But I obviously, it does make me appreciate more of like I want to wild out with my friends.
I've been
And
wilding
I'm
out
going
all
to
summer.
choose to wild out with my friends, which is why I've had a great summer.
Yeah.
There's been times where I'm like, bro, like, be like, yo, come here. I'm like, bro, I'm not even in the fucking country. Like, I'm not here.
Me.
Yeah.
I went to one of those events for the first time a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
And
You
I was
telling
there.
his whole story.
And I was like, I mean, it's cool, but like, it's nothing to like die
call
over.
home
But it's
about.
good for you to show your face in that. You understand what I'm
for
saying?
different reasons.
Exactly.
But if you're
'Cause
talking
people- yeah.
strictly party, like
No.
as a booming party, it's
No.
like this is not where you need to be.
No,
You
you're
go there
not there
first, and then you go to the real party.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
or
you know
go to
when
the real party first, show
And-
up drunk
yeah.
late, and then you're like, hey,
I feel like Zoe has done that. That's why she's saying
I
that.
have 100%. I'm gonna go late, get some bubbles, and then I'm gonna come.
See, but that's also a speaking from a position of privilege because some people
I'm not cool enough
Some
to
people
get invited. We're not cool enough
We
yet.
don't get invited
You
to
get
the
invited
next
everywhere.
the next
I don't get invited
parties.
to like.
You're popular.
I have never been to Audrey's house, so I'm not that popular.
Good for you.
I know I've made it when I get the invite. Yo, you come to Aubrey's house. I've never gotten that invite. I'm only popular within like the creative community, but outside of that, no one's invited me to his house.
You do not need to be popular to go to Aubrey's
Yeah,
house.
that's
You know what? It is town hall. I literally said that's it.
let me
Someone said it
tell
was
you.
town hall.
Relax.
Don't even get me started about. I'm
So you be pulling up to Audrey's with the, I have a podcast. Like, with the,
No.
where's this nigga at? Yes,
Let me hold my tongue because if I talk about some of the.
My thing
Never
is,
mind.
I'm saying, I know, like I said, I genuinely know a lot of these guys. Like I talk to them regularly. Like they have my phone number. They'll literally call me. And like, yo, like I want good for you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I know who you are. I
This
know how
person's
to
gonna be
put
in
you.
this
You know what I'm
room.
saying?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
this person's gonna be in this room. Come. I want you to build connection people outside of me. Like the guy who's literally my friend. He comes like, yo, like it needs to get to a point where you don't need me to get into this shit anymore. You should be able to like, you know, go to the industry and the people should know you, know your face. He's like, yo, come, blah blah blah. I see you talking to this person. You know what I'm saying? He's like encouraging. Like I said, at the end of the day.
I mean, I would never say no to an invite. So if someone wants to invite me, I'm a go. I just want to go to experience it once, just
I
to
did
say
meet
it.
his security guard.
Oh, period.
You say you dated his security
No,
guard?
she met him.
Oh, you met
Where'd you meet him? Oh, yeah, at the show.
Yeah,
What's the
he was
show?
like, I don't remember his name anymore.
Yeah.
But he's like, you let them know that so and so sent you, and I was like,
I just
okay.
want to experience it. I feel like that's like a very, like, you know, going to Marineland, going to St. Tower, going to Drake's house. It's a part of the Toronto
So,
experience.
have you been to Marineland? Check. Have you been to Canada's Wonderland?
Check.
CN Tower? Check. Drake's house?
Pending,
I haven't been. It's pending. But I want an invite, like, not
You want
as
a
like,
proper-
I want
not
a
as a
proper
groupie.
invite, not as like a, yo, there's bitches.
Yo,
in
where's the
place.
gal?
Come
Bring
through.
the
Bring the
bundas
gal.
out.
Exactly. I don't want to be. I want to be like, yeah, manifest. Yeah. No, tell her to forward. That's how I want my invite to be. How
like
your
a nigga
invites have
invite?
been.
Yeah.
Like how Zoe gets invited. They'll be like, yeah, I want her in this room because blah blah blah. That's how I need to get invited to these things.
Yeah, but it doesn't help that she's a good looking. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't hurt that she's a good.
Hello, my
looking
ass is fat. I don't know if people know that.
True.
I have a big bunda. I will come. Invites me.
Big butty.
My butty is big. I don't post online. That's why I haven't been invited yet. That's why. I'm gonna start posting my ass. Watch when I start posting my
You
ass.
just said you didn't want that kind of.
I don't want that. I need to go to Drake's house. I just want to go to Drake's house once. Then I'll take them all down. I'll
Take them all down.
I'll take all those pictures down. I just want to see what it looks like. I've drove
The
past
thing
it.
is that just so you know, the invites are never like that heartfelt, genuine. Like, hey, like let's not get it twisted. Like, let's not be fake. It's never like, hey,
I need
Zoe,
you here.
I
need
want
to be
you
at
here
Drake's.
at this industry party because you are such a beautiful, successful black woman.
Like, yo,
and you
pull
have
up.
a podcast.
Pull up and
No.
bring the Scalitis.
It's
You
very
heard?
like, pull up,
Bring
bitch.
the
1:30, you lit. Bring a baddie.
Bring
Period.
the baddies.
I know you. You know me. Pull up. I'm kidding. It's not like that either.
It's just one of
but
those experiences
It's not
I
as
experienced.
like, you know what I'm saying. If you
Nah,
know,
we-
you know.
Trust me, listen, I manifested it. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna end up. I know I'm gonna be underwhelmed. I know I'm gonna be annoyed. I'm like, bro, I could have went to like freaking Cruiser right now. Like that's like my cultural experience. I was like, yo, I should have went. I should have went to OVO. That was me the whole time. I was like, I should have went to OVO. I was so angry. I was like, I should have went to OVO. But Burna Boy, thank you for making. He's not probably gonna listen.
And shout out to T-Rex because he's the reason why I was even at OVO.
Yo, your OVO story is so funny.
Doors open
Tresor-
at 7.
Yo.
I was in bed at 6:30 with nothing to do.
Before we signed off, or before we sign off,
big name.
Tresor literally texted me. He was like, "Have you seen T-Rex?" And I was like, "Nigga, I have my breasts
Because you
pressed
know
against the fucking front of the stage gate. I cannot see behind me. I'm sweating. No, I don't fucking see T-Rex."
Because you know how dudes are. Like every guy has been in that situation where it's like you've been invited somewhere and you get there
now man's not
now
answering
this
their
person is
phone.
not answering
Yeah,
their phone.
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
like, yo, what? I'm outside.
Bro,
That was you and
that
T-Rex?
is why
That's
if I'm not on guest list, I'm not going, Sha. Listen,
thing is,
I
yo,
hate
call it,
embarrassment.
Text it.
All
call
I'm
it,
gonna
call
say
it.
is now that OVO Fest is done, shout out to the dogs who held it down for us, who blessed us with the experience. It was great. It was great, and I'm glad that you said some guys they don't hold it down. You're like, yo, yeah, I got you. You get there, you're like, yo, you're not on your fucking phone, nigga. I'm outside, nigga. I ain't got no ticket, nigga. I'm not looking dumb, nigga. So shout out to the dog who really was like, yo, I got you. Don't worry, you're good, and we're good. I'm crying. He's like, I'm like, no, nigga, I have not seen you.
But also, I wouldn't even count on Zoe to be the one to try to go find him for me. She would leave me outside.
I promise you, I went like this. And I was like, honestly, I don't know. I'm so sorry, I don't know. He's probably backstage. I don't know.
He was back.
He was.
I ended up finding him. Well, I ended up finding him.
I'm like, he was definitely backstage because I know he was
ended
not
up
where I
Story
was.
was very, you had the main angle, eh?
I know, I was right there.
I swear I seen your stories posted on like sites that were just posting footage of the
Really?
Yeah, I swear to God.
And for the first time, I saw firsthand like a complete brain meltdown over Drake.
Yeah.
I've never
Really?
seen it.
You saw the LeBron.
Yeah, because I was on like one of the sections where like what was it called, the family sections.
The friends and family section, yeah.
So
Where
I was-
Tresor and Zoe were, the friends and family section of
I
Drake.
was
Don't do
nowhere
that.
near her. I don't know what section she was at. She was at the first cousins section. I was in the distant relatives section. Where it's like you're still family, but like we don't rock with you like that. She was in
You got there late.
She was in the brother and sister section. I was in the distant relatives.
cousin section.
You got there late.
So he was coming through to go on stage because everyone just parted like the Red Sea, the big security guards at the front, like, move. The little woman standing beside me, he walked by and she lost her mind. Like she was chilling for 1 second. He walked by and she literally, no exaggeration, she was like,
And she was backstage.
yes, tried to run after him. Police
But she was backstage?
She was in VIP.
I thought you've been here before.
Stiff, the police, the security stiff arming her, and I'm standing there like, yo, what is wrong with this woman? Like,
So you get the ick, right? You got the ick for her acting crazy over a celebrity. Fuck you. You said that I was a bitch for doing that.
I
You
never
said-
use those words.
Okay, you didn't say the
first of all.
words, but you said, "Oh, we don't get grace." Yeah, because it's fucking weird that
You're
you're
weird.
wanted like that over a fucking man. Like, yes, Drake's the GOAT, he's the king, he's the rap, whatever.
Listen.
But he's still a human being. He's
Bro,
a
Tanisha-
6-foot light-skinned man with braids who is talented as fuck.
Tanisha lives by that motto. She's like, I don't care who you are.
There's no
Some
reason
people
to
don't even know who they are. I'm like, oh,
Hyperventilate?
that's nice.
Rapper, cool.
hyperventilate. I love Burna Boy, first of all. I saw Burna Boy in 4K. In my head, I was like, ah! But I held it down.
That's
I said,
me.
I said, oh.
Literally me. Anytime I meet my favorites, I'm like,
Literally.
in my head, I'm like, oh my,
Literally.
God. And then
the
I'm like,
band, you're like, I love you. Okay, bye.
And there was a point where I said, I looked at him and I was like, Burna. like I whispered in my head, I think I did it. I was like, Burna, baby, Burna Boy. Like I was screaming, Burna Boy, but I don't know when they hear it. I was like,
Yeah.
you have to like, it's okay to, like, honestly, seeing your favorite artist is exciting.
of course.
Yo,
But
you're
act
scaring
like
the
you've
hoes.
been here before,
You're
brother.
scaring the hoes.
Act like you've been here
Act like
before.
you've been here before, fam.
Yeah. You can feel however you feel on the inside, but on the outside you can't do that.
You know how
Correct,
dumb
yeah.
you look, hyperventilating,
Yeah.
creep, pissing
Now
your
he thinks
pants.
you're weird. But no, it's feeding their ego. I don't think they think you're weird. I think they're like, yeah, I'm
They're
not
like, yeah, that's
weird. That's me. I'm that girl.
because there was definitely moments like that during that date. Because anybody who knows me knows how much and I'm not like a big football guy, but like I rock with
Oh,
football
Adele?
and stuff.
Right.
Anyone who knows me, they know that like like I'm an Odell guy. Like that's
oh my god, and Odell's
guy.
fine ass was
That's
there.
my
I said,
like Odell. That's my
baby.
guy. So when I'm chilling on the wall and Odell's casually strolling past me, chilling, pouring up shots, and I'm right there on the inside, I'm like. On the inside, I'm like this. But you can't show that.
But you like, oh damn!
Oh, Odell! Like you start dancing and shit. Like you just look weird.
Odell being that for you is crazy.
Is that where that's from? My brother does that all the time.
Oh damn!
How am I gonna look?
You're wasting. You would look at the party, Tresor. You'd be a fucking bean.
We're not letting you host next year. You fans start hyperventilating
Yeah,
over
you're off
Odell.
the pod for 4 weeks if you ever did in the party. Yo.
I know niggas have done that though.
Anyone listening, you need to watch the bit. We'll do a clip. But yeah, I told you, yo. When I saw Burner, I said, "Oh,
Listen, when my friend sent me backstage because I was like about to fight a nigga, and he walked past me, I was like,
literally, I was just like, hey.
I was like, that is
I think
Burner Boy.
I think my leg did a shake on this side, but I was trying to hide it. I was like, ooh.
No, but you have to act cool, man. Because then the thing is, when you act cool around them, they're like, okay, you're cool.
Yeah. Okay, you cool.
You cool.
When you don't pay attention, they're like, who is that
Who's
person?
that person
not
Who
paying
is
me
not minding
They were
me?
not doing.
Bro, who is that? I had one friend before we signed off, because this episode's gonna be long as fuck. I had one friend, one time we were like in an industry party, whatever, and I don't remember who it was, but I was like, oh my god, bitch, like blah blah blah. She said, bitch, don't look at him. She grabbed my face, she was like, bitch, don't look at him. And I was like, what? She's like, look at me, bitch. And look at me. She's like, they love you when they don't look at them. And I said,
I'm crying.
and I don't know why she was doing this, but then I started doing this.
Like, I'm unbothered.
We're both in the party like,
Was there music playing?
but still, we're only like, oh, okay. Oh, I'm not looking at him. I'm not looking. Don't look, bitch. I'm not looking, bitch. We both here, bitch. Yeah, don't look at him. He's right there, bitch. I want to look. Don't look. I'm like, okay, don't look. Then he walked past us and didn't say nothing. So, bitch, what the fuck did I do?
What was the point? Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways.
I hate you niggas.
Oh, I can't breathe.
No, I just can't get over the dance moves.
The what?
The dance moves.
Oh, down.
That'd be crazy.
Watch more like.
Hey,
videos.
Odell!
My
And then
brother
do the
does that
dance
all
moves.
the time. I didn't know what it was. I thought he was
He's
just
like,
dancing.
he's known for doing like the craziest touchdown dances. And he'll always be like, he always does the, like when he does the touchdown.
Oh wow.
That's gonna happen to you one day, hey? Hey, Tresor, ice cream wine. Like, you know?
Daddy, look.
They're gonna start doing it. You're gonna be with like
Oh
a shorty
God.
or something, and it's gonna be weird.
And the man's just gonna be across the street in an ice cream while with this shorty. You're scaring the host.
No, the man's whining across the street. She lets you
Anyways, y'all.
I would have took a picture with him, but
Tanisha Shans, it has been an absolute pleasure. Welcome to the Relentless family, Tanisha Shans. You've already been
I told you.
a first
This is
cousin
so
to the
much fun.
pod.
This is my second podcast.
Yeah.
If you, whenever you want to come back, let us know. We'll have you back for sure, because Manifesto's going to do more.
Period.
And we want exclusives.
Yeah, we
so
got
now
this
you're
too.
locked in with us. Period. Pinky promise. Per. But yeah, thank you for coming on. All your flowers for Manifesto. Wish you guys
Thank
nothing but the
you.
best. Continue to have more brunches,
Yeah.
networking
But
stuff,
that sushi was
anything.
good.
That shit was the
sushi?
Oh, sorry, yeah, the food was busting.
The food was so good.
Listen, y'all cut the alcohol out, but I was eating.
Listen, I was like, what kind of alcoholics do we have? We like measured it out. We're like, 5 per person. That should be fine. We'll just leave it open.
I got one
got
nickel.
there and they're like,
I had no
the
more
bar's
alcohol.
closed.
Yeah.
That's
At my
why I
own party.
bottle at my own party. I
Yeah.
just want to say that.
Yeah, we had to buy a bottle at our own party, but
But yeah,
Everyone
thank you
had
for
fun.
coming. This has been episode 16. You guys make sure you follow Manifesto, learn more about them. Make sure you guys keep in touch with them because they're going to be doing more for the city. And yeah, summer's coming to a close, but we haven't taken a break yet from the pod. We might just keep rolling until we get extra tired. We'll see. Shout out Addie Dem for the glasses. And that's it. This has been episode 16, and this is your host, Zoe. I'm signing off.